get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com, then plan your escape. Because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
The places you drive past have a story to tell, and the Audio app brings those stories to life. Audio automatically plays narrated tales about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories right outside your car window. Featuring over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast, many narrated by some of your favorite voices, including Kevin Costner, John Lithgow, and more. Make your next drive an adventure. Audio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do deeply appreciate that. We do have a pretty darn good show for you set up today. Woke News around 3:20. Deb will get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. 4 o'clock, what'd you do that's new? Deb's suggestion today about the little cabin in the woods. Pretty amazing little video. Very cool. 5 o'clock hour trivia, 6 o'clock hour, we have Ray Trinley and our Ross Thoughts, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
That's with R as in righteous.
407-916-1041. Text 77031. Find us easily on social. Facebook, Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. Twitter just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day, JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. You ever want to see people sit and talk? That's where you got to go.
Fascinating.
Absolutely. Everybody having a good Tuesday?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys ever crash to the point where, like, you get so tired and you don't know why that you just literally cannot stay awake?
Is your blood sugar low again?
I don't know what it is. But, boy, last night I went home, made dinner, and I was in bed by, like, 8:08. It was still light outside and slept solidly till, like, 5 this morning, which is an anomaly in my world. But, man, it felt like a million, that's for sure.
Usually, the only time it's like that early for me to get in bed, like that early, is you're fighting a sickness.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
there's whether flu or cold.
I haven't felt like 100 the last few days, but I struck it up to something that I ate last week that really kind of had me reeling all weekend long, and it just kind of maybe took a little bit longer to get out of there.
Be right back. I think I got a COVID test on my
No,
desk.
it's not COVID. I already,
oh my god!
I know, but man,
What'd you eat? Was it cabbage?
Chinese food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Chinese
I'll get
food.
you.
And I mean, I eat there all the time. The place is great. And I think what it was, you guys tell me, right? So I'm eating a little better, lost a little weight, right?
Hell yeah.
So with
Peace out, jowls.
So with that said, I haven't been really consuming any fried food.
Hell yeah.
Very little sugar, right?
Let's go.
Right, been killing it on that. And then when I go to this buffet I like going to, the same one that I took you to, which
Yep.
is a world killer of a buffet.
It's good.
They have fried shrimp on that bitch. And I'm a big fried shrimp kind of guy. So I kind of loaded up on those, and they here's the thing, they don't coat it with just like, it's like panko. So like it's an 1/8 of an inch layer of grease-soaked breadcrumbs, perfectly crunchy before you even make it to the shrimp.
Keep talking.
God almighty, Jackson.
Oh, let's
So freaking good, but it murdered my stomach. It literally took little ARs to my stomach.
Bunch of ulcers.
I don't know if it's ulcers, but man, it just felt bleh. You know, you just felt bleh.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
if you eat poorly, you just don't feel good. But now that I've been eating a little better, when I eat poorly now, I can really feel it.
I always hate when you wake up and the first thing you feel is like, damn, dude, I feel like a 2. This is just a 2 out of 10 kind of day. And it's on Tuesday.
And then wisely, I piled some coffee on top of that without water.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then didn't eat for 6 hours, so that's always a good thing.
So you swung and missed being a human.
Yeah, just this one time.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you guys ever accidentally fast? Been there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's a common thing with people that forget to eat, believe it or not, that they get so busy they forget to eat.
Yeah, man. You fast on accident, and next thing you know, you don't know what religion you are.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Well, see, the thing with me is I set out to lose this weight, and I just didn't know it was going to come like this because I hit that little plateau at like 215, 212, and then man, it's just been peeling off this last couple of weeks. 206 right now.
Let's go.
Wow.
Now you just got to meet me at Underhill, dude. You got to get your 10,000 steps in.
That's what my wife said. You've lost enough weight now. Now it's time to tone that up with a little weight training. So I'm starting that probably next Monday.
Oh, you got that piece of advice from your wife?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
Well, I mean, she's right.
We know she's right.
I've told-
How'd you feel about
Well,
that?
I mean, I need somebody to kick me in my ass. That's why she's so good. She boots me in my big fat ass sometimes, and she keeps reminding me. You know, remember you said once you got to this weight, you're gonna start training a little bit. And I said, gotta get out of my house.
See that I respectfully disagree with the Colbert clan.
Okay, that's fine. Clan's a bad word there.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Group. I'm joking. Whatever.
Colbert gang.
There you go, gang.
Colbert family. I disagree. I think you can keep losing weight.
No, I'm fine.
What is Ross trying to say?
No, what do you think? Where do you think I should be? Where are you right now?
I weigh right now about 165.
That's too thin, dude.
Well,
And
what are
you're
you
an
trying to do? What, are you fighting a Kodiak?
And you're an inch taller than me.
Yeah,
what are
yeah.
you like 34 waist?
Yeah, no, I am a
sneaking
30,
on that.
I go 32,
32?
34. Yeah, I wear 32s.
32.
I got some jeans from the 80s you can borrow if you need.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, I'm slender. I'm scarecrow.
I'm 36s right now, and got to hit that belt a little bit.
I gotta
Oh,
run.
you moving up? Oh,
Dude,
moving in a notch is great.
By the way, when I started this venture of mine, all my jeans, all my pantses were
Pantses.
pants were 40, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Size 40 in the waist, right? Then I went to 38s. I was like, 38s, this feels good. But now 38s swallow me whole. They won't even stay on me. So now I'm 36s, and now even with 36s, they're starting to get.
All right. So you're knocking on the door in 34, and you just said 32, like 32.
Here's the most impressive thing, and again, I don't usually like. But I'm wearing just large shirts now. No XLs in my repertoire anymore.
Well,
just all L's, dog.
That's a big
I'm
that's
all
a big
about them
achievement.
L's, dog.
I would love to see you at 195.
Would you?
I think that would be so dope. When was the last time you were underneath 200 pounds? I bet you people were roller skating.
Oh, damn.
To the gym. I probably before my first
Carter, Reagan, what?
before my first marriage.
That would be dope to do on, on what double nickel, right?
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm 55.
Yeah. That would be awesome to go under
so
200 and 55.
Question: how did you break that 212 plateau? Because people, you lose weight, you hit a plateau. Plateau. I've had one as well, and I've been living here a while.
Yeah, consistency is all it is. Eventually, your body will learn how to process the calories you give it, and then it'll kind of reboot. And what you have to do is, and this is what happens, people get to that plateau, and it can last up to 2 or 3 weeks. And people just say to themselves, well, I guess this is all I can lose with this much effort. But it's not the truth at all. And for me, it was just sugar and fried food is really the only thing I omitted from my diets was sugar and fried food. I really haven't sacrificed a bunch, to be dead honest with you. I still eat exactly what I want. I use ranch dressing, which I make at home with mayo and milk and do everything. But the thing is I don't do anything fake, like no fake sweeteners, none of that stuff, no fake butter. It's always real butter, just in moderation. And that's how it's been. And then just got to be persistent and consistent. You can't give in.
So did you pass on this brand new Bluebell ice cream Dr. Pepper float flavor that's in our freezer here at work?
I did, and I will. Yeah, sweets are the easiest thing for me to turn down.
Really?
Sodas are the problem. And once you
Did I mention the Dr. Pepper part of that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
What's your favorite soda again?
It's Pepsi, actually.
What's a close second?
That's a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Okay.
But here's the thing: the soda, the reason it is the number one deliverer of sugar to your system. When you sit and eat ice cream and you look at the calorie count and the sugar, you're like, oh, obviously, this is creamy, delicious, fat goodness. But when you slam a 20-ounce Pepsi, you don't think for 1 second that the ice cream and the Pepsi are the same. Because it's so easy in Florida to slam a 20-ounce Pepsi maybe 2 or 3 times a day. That's 2 meals. That's literally 800 calories. 800 empty calories that you're going to pee out and then keep the sugar. It's almost better that you eat the ice cream, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you might have a kidney stone, too?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
HIPAA violations aside, you were near death within the past year, your last, checkup or whatever, and whether it was blood pressure or your sodium, all of that stuff you had to reduce. So, I mean, I think have you had any of your levels checked?
So, doctor's appointment tomorrow morning.
Really?
He's going to give me, because here's the thing. I wasn't sure what was making me feel bad. And at 55 years old, when you start having little aches and pains and stuff like that, you really need to pay attention to it. I'm not one of these dumb guys who toughs it out. Doctors ain't for me. Kind of guy. I got medical insurance. I'm using the doctor like a tool kind of guy. So tomorrow I have an appointment, and I'm going to go and get a prescription and my blood drawn so we can do the whole thing. Stool samples, the whole 9 yards. I'm getting everything checked.
Even hitchhiked? Are you getting hitchhiked?
I don't know. What does that mean? Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know.
You know what? Can I tell you? It wouldn't bother me because I haven't been hitchhiked in a while.
They don't use their thumb, do they?
No.
No.
What do they use?
Their index finger, I would presume.
Oh. So they're doing the whole we want you.
My guy uses his little toe. It's odd.
Well, Deb will let you bum a cigarette after.
No, I won't.
No, but yeah, I do want to get that. I haven't had that checkup in probably 3 or 4 years. So I think it's probably time. And I believe they pushed that number back. Did they not, Jack?
I see what you did there. Push that number back.
They were saying it used to be
yes.
At 50 you'd want to get it, and I think they amended that, and now it's I believe it's 55.
Yeah, I think the doctor said, we don't want to be doing this.
Wait, how'd that make you two feel? Because you guys are literally the last in line to be,
Jack and we high-fived and then cleaned our hands.
Yeah.
So
I've had it a couple times already. But let me just say this: my newest doctor, my old doctor retired. My new doctor hasn't done it yet. He goes, yeah, there's other ways to check.
Oh, really? Well, I'm going to tell my doctor I would rather not be bowling balled, if possible. If you don't mind, dude, let's save the bowling ball for later.
First thing you do when you walk into meet him, you shake his hand, you grab his hand, you look at it, and it's okay, all right, those fingers will do.
But
I'm bringing extra gloves.
How do you guys feel about basically, the medical field going yeah, we didn't have to do that the last couple of years. Sorry about that, bud.
But now, you're definitely going to want to do it.
It actually opened up a whole new world, Rob.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh, nice. All right, cool.
Yeah, very creative after that. Yeah, so...
let's just say COVID masks were very different for me.
They were. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. We do have some cool stuff to talk about today. Let me see what we have here. We never got to the story about the woman who was allowed to euthanize herself yesterday. I think we want to talk about that. There's something from television back in the day, right? And people my age and Jack's age will remember this show for sure, but that is now coming to life. It's going to be real. And Kraft Singles has made a choice to make a change. And it's the most interesting thing ever. And I will tell you, it really is a tell of what society is right now. Plus, Orlando makes a list, and it's finally a good one. We'll tell you about all of that coming up a little bit later in the show. Deb, news?
Yeah, Ron DeSantis will launch his presidential bid with Elon Musk. Disney is planning more layoffs, and a man allegedly shoots his roommate for eating the last Hot Pocket.
I've been there.
We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
All right, Deb, thanks. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
You're listening to Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Normal afternoon slowdowns continuing on I-4 as you travel east and westbound between the Osceola Parkway exit and Central Florida Parkway exit. Moderate delays reported through downtown as well between Princeton and Ivanhoe. Looking at some slow traffic southbound on the Turnpike where a crash blocks the right lane between Mineola and the Oakland Exchange exit. If you see any other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Yo, it's Ross. I'm here to tell you about Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Straight up, they make great beer. In fact, they make my favorite beer. Their Blood Orange Weed is my #1 right now. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer, are just passionate about the beer that they brew. You can really taste how much they give a damn about their beer. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. PersimmonHollowBrewing.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Life is great when you get a VA home loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Like having expert guidance through the home buying process kind of great. With other lenders, life is okay. Like figuring it out for yourself okay.
What do ARM, DTI, and PMI mean?
I don't know. Too many acronyms.
Luckily, when you're a member, life is better. Like getting expert guidance from a top VA home loan lender kind of better. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Dunkin' Iced Radio, take 1.
Dunkin' Iced Coffee is... Ooh, sorry, one more time? Dunkin' Iced... Ooh, Kelly, we're trying to record a timely summer-focused radio spot for Dunkin' Iced. Can you stop with the shaking?
But, this is the sound a Dunkin' Ice makes. Maybe you should keep it in?
Well, yeah. That's actually a pretty good idea. Try all the Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes. Dunkin' Iced. America runs on Dunkin'.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 5/31/23.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
Are you suffering from seasonal allergies? Because you're not alone. Experts say pollen season started earlier this year and will last longer, and that folks who've never had issues before are feeling miserable. I'm Martin Hoke, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Over 3 million people use Navage to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Navage helps clear your sinuses quickly and naturally. But what about other people's experiences, like Miss Clement? Quote, I chose Navage because of my persistent allergies. Navage works. While using it, I cut back on allergy meds and occasional shots at my doctor's office. Unquote. That's one of over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Stop suffering and try Navage today at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Greedy politicians have never met a tax they didn't like. You need to take steps now to protect your retirement savings from rising inflation, a failing economy, and another ridiculous stock market correction. Thanks to Goldgate Capital, you can easily preserve your wealth. You'll find all the details in Gold Gate Capital's free no-obligation special report. Discover how to save your retirement by calling Gold Gate Capital at 855-770-GOLD today. That's 855-770-4653.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists. It's everything that rocks. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing content.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Radio. 104.1.
It's time for more Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Jim, isn't the best part about losing weight? It makes your D look bigger? I think so.
He said knee.
I will not confirm nor deny that rumor, sir, but I will confirm it. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part. The Jack and Ross part sit right over there. The Deb part does news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
You're so talented. If anybody knew that you were absolutely putting on lip gloss the entire time that you're talking, it would be amazed.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
nice.
talking to a lot of things at the same time.
Very nice.
Wow.
You know,
Ross?
all of our brains just went there, and I gotta tell you, that would be so weird. That would be so weird. Just like carrying on a conversation in that state.
Oh, yeah, just while she's constantly...
Yeah.
All right, Ron DeSantis will launch his presidential bid with Elon Musk.
What?
Several reports say the Republican Florida governor will announce he's running for president live on Twitter Wednesday night in a conversation with Musk.
Does that automatically make Musk the vice presidential candidate?
Now, DeSantis has been at odds with Disney, and political insiders say his alignment with Musk makes sense given the SpaceX and Twitter CEO's criticism of corporate media. DeSantis trails former President Trump by a wide margin in every poll. Now, DeSantis served in the Navy and was first elected to Congress in 2012. DeSantis became governor in 2018. Meanwhile, another sign, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis may be dropping more hints that he's getting ready to launch that presidential bid. Apparently, the Republican governor has changed his Twitter handle from Ron DeSantis FL to just simply Ron DeSantis.
Oh,
his wife, Casey DeSantis, has also abandoned the FL in her Twitter handle as
They're
well.
leaving us behind.
But they're still going to get paid by us, don't worry.
Yeah.
You remember that little thing?
No fears there. Yeah, the clear to run. All right, California Governor Gavin Newsom's ongoing battle with the state of Florida is taking a new turn. Earlier this month, the Sunshine State's Department of Education rejected dozens of social studies textbooks and worked with publishers to edit dozens more. Newsom claims it's an effort to whitewash history on topics about race, civic engagement, and historical protest. Newsom's office has submitted a public records request to the Department of Education and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis related to the situation, seeking details around the process. In the meantime, California is asking individual publishers whose books may end up in California classrooms to clarify their own involvement in the edits. Newsom and DeSantis have engaged in a war of words over abortion rights, voting rights, and immigration, among other issues. It's starting already.
It is. I told you it was going to.
All right, a Central Florida restaurant is taking legal action against a new state law affecting drag shows. Hamburger Mary's in downtown Orlando filed a lawsuit yesterday claiming the legislation signed by Governor Ron DeSantis last week is negatively impacting their business. The measure increases penalties for venues who allow children into adult live performances. The restaurant says they offer family-friendly drag shows, but reportedly lost 20% of its bookings in just a matter of days. The restaurant is asking a federal court to stop the law from being enforced, claiming it's unconstitutional. All right, Disney is planning to lay off thousands of workers. A third round of layoffs is now underway, and those impact will be notified this week. According to a source, over 2,500 employees will lose their jobs. It's not known how many of the affected employees are based here in Central Florida. When complete, though, the 3 rounds of layoffs will impact around 7,000 employees. That represents about 3% of the company's global workforce.
Yeah, they're looking to shave about $5.5 billion off the books. And of course, if anybody knows anything about business, the number one expense in your business almost is always employees.
Right.
So that's the fastest way to do it. I mean, a lot of these jobs may come back. I don't know what's going on right now. It's kind of weird. But that's a lot of 7,000 people is a lot of people. They employ what, about 30? 35 or 40, 50,000 people just in the state, maybe? Not counting what they have in California and globally. Globally, it's got to be maybe in the hundreds of thousands. Who knows?
I would imagine. You just said 7,000 is 3%, right?
Yes.
No. Did you? 210,000?
220.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So still, though.
166,000 in the U.S. alone.
There you go. Okay.
But still, you know.
Still a good portion of the work.
Exactly. All right, if you were driving along East Colonial in Christmas this morning, I'm sure you went, whoa, wait, did I just see that? Because no injuries are reported after a small plane made an emergency landing on that highway near Orlando. Firefighters say the incident happened on the median of Colonial Drive in the Christmas area, East Orange County, earlier this morning. It's not clear where the flight originated from or where it was heading. The FAA will investigate what prompted the emergency landing, but kudos to the pilot
no joke.
for being able to bring it down in the median without hurting himself or anyone on the ground.
If this isn't a TikTok stunt.
Yeah. You really can't put it past anybody these days.
Anytime I see some stupid stuff like this, I'm like, TikTok.
I need likes.
Wasn't someone just recently busted for doing something like that?
They crashed a plane in the desert on purpose for likes. I think it was a YouTube guy,
it
though.
Was.
Not a TikTok guy, but he's facing charges for that.
Serious charges.
I think when he got out, he said, crash that like button like I crashed this plane.
That was the craziest stunt that I'd ever heard someone being willing to do just to get likes.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
When you know. All right, we've got another round of severe weather getting ready to hit us here, generally a little bit later than it came yesterday. But just a reminder that when it thunders outdoors, it's time to get indoors because a man is dead after getting hit by lightning in Volusia County. It happened yesterday afternoon in Deltona on Sterling Point Drive. The sheriff's office says Edwin Velasquez Cinto was working on a roof when he was hit. And he fell off the roof and then landed on concrete.
Yeah, I got to tell you, when I read this story this morning, I was like, man, getting struck by lightning is bad enough.
Yes.
And the only place he could have fallen to hurt himself like that would have been over the driveway, and that's exactly what happened. He could have fallen anywhere else and possibly survived. I don't know how bad the strike was.
Right.
But, man, he hits that concrete from 2 stories up.
And he was only 24 years old. He was taken to the hospital where he's pronounced dead. The medical examiner is still doing an autopsy because, of course, was it the strike? Was it the fall?
Right, yeah.
So they're still doing an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death. I know a lot of people go, well, wait a minute. If he was struck by lightning, what's the point?
Right.
The lightning may not have killed him.
Exactly. It may not have. And what's weird, though, I remember we talked about a story like this before back in the day during the summer, and we were talking to the guys the roofer guys that was up there, and what the protocol is when storms move in.
Roomman Roofers texted us right away and said, man, I get my crew off the top of that roof ASAP.
And I believe you're supposed to do that. So I'm very interested to see if this guy was even supposed to be up there because that storm came through this happened about the same time we were on the air. We watched that thing come through.
Yeah, it did.
So if the contractors aren't telling people to get off the roof, I think they have to have a radar and everything, man. I do believe that's the case.
Well, if you do know, feel free to text us at 77031 because I was thinking the same thing.
I was like,
a lot of these guys who do this outside work, be it construction, be it roofing, landscaping,
whatever.
I mean, they can't stop every time it thunders in Florida. You'd never get anything done.
Never.
But at the same time, God, what an unsafe place to be of all places. The
On
top
a-
of a roof with a metal tool belt. But again, he was only 24 years old. All right, a Seminole County healthcare facility is going to close soon in order to make way for a new development. Orlando Health is expected to tear down the South Seminole Hospital in Longwood.
Really?
To replace it with a new mixed-use healthcare hub. Now, as of right now, the only official project is to create an emergency department on the property. Orlando Health is working with the city to work out a plan, but hopes it will include restaurants, shops, housing, and a fire department. Construction for the new emergency facility is expected to get underway later this year.
Is that the one right off 434?
Yes.
Wow, that's going to be very interesting. That traffic already a freaking nightmare there, and they're going to add a giant complex in that area?
Well, that traffic is a lot better now that they four-laned it all the way to I-4 and beyond, all the way, it comes around.
That's where that dead ends into 434 right there.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, the Florida Cabinet is approving...
Ronald Reagan Boulevard continues past that.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Okay,
it goes all the way back into 1792.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
All right, the Florida Cabinet is approving the preservation of more than 18,000 acres of agricultural land through conservation easements totaling over $57 million. The agreements will prevent future development of the land and allow agriculture operations to continue. The 9 purchases are the most land acquisitions ever approved in a Florida Cabinet meeting through the State Agriculture Department's Rural and Family Lands Protection Program. All of the 9 properties are located within the Florida Wildlife Corridor, and this is land that they're trying to preserve. It runs basically from Orlando to Tampa.
Wow.
And it's some of the last wild places,
Right, yeah.
and they're trying to preserve it before we become just one huge light strip. But it's a solid Twitter follow. They have some real interesting things that they highlight in the Florida Wildlife Corridor. I'm hoping to have them on as a future Animal House guest.
Cool.
But it's definitely something worth checking out if you have that nature streak in you, like to go hiking and stuff like that, take the dogs out. SpaceX launch could light up the night sky in Central Florida. The company has plans to launch a Falcon 9 rocket tonight from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The rocket will carry a satellite for a Saudi Arabian telecom. A 2-hour plus window opens at 11:25 p.m., but as you can imagine, with the weather being so threatening, launch conditions are just 30% go.
No, it's not sponsored by Live Golf, is it?
No.
Where's the outrage?
No, I think it's sponsored by DeSantis for America.
Don't know how Pat Williams is going to feel about this.
Well, Patty Dubs.
But the Tampa Bay Rays want fans to feel good about the team's future. Owner Stu Sternberg said Sunday, he can't be any creepier than that NBA guy. Is his last name Stern?
Yeah, David Stern?
Oh, man, is he creepy looking.
Really?
Oh,
never got that from Stern. But
I think
you're no. You're thinking of the last one.
You're talking about Adam Silver.
Yeah,
Silver.
Yeah. That guy does look a little bit like an alien.
Skip skinny head.
Yes.
Homie's looking for a Horcrux.
Right, or he is the Horcrux.
He drinks sour milk to stay alive.
Exactly.
You ever see Powder? You ever see Powder, the sequel? Where he runs the NBA?
Sorry for the V reference. My apologies. Move forward.
No problem. Owner Stu Sternberg said Sunday he expects a new ballpark will be built in the area and that the Rays will remain in Tampa Bay for generations to come.
All right.
He also told BusinessObserverFL.com he plans on remaining the Rays owner. Sternberg's statement came after TheAthletic.com reported that Tampa businessman Dan Doyle Jr. is interested in buying the team.
There you go.
Remain in Tampa.
Yeah.
They're not even in Tampa now. They're in St. Pete.
I know.
Get them.
I know. But speaking of Orlando,
the Meadowlands of Florida.
Yeah.
The Orlando is one of the best places in the U.S. too.
Oh, is what now?
Orlando is one of the best places in the U.S. to start
a Brazilian waxing business.
Oh, God, that's such a good one.
You're warm.
Oh, warm.
Make love.
Oh, really? Streak.
Merkin shop.
Oh, that's such a good one,
to
too.
start a career.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, those all apply.
Yeah,
According to a study aimed at new college grads, the personal finance website and Jimmy's personal favorite, Wallet Hub, compared the 182 largest cities in the country, and it used more than 24 different key metrics. from availability of entry-level jobs, monthly average salary, housing affordability.
No state income tax.
Wallet Hub says Atlanta, Georgia is actually the best city to start a career, followed by Orlando.
I'll be damned.
Tampa is ranked 5th. Miami is 7th. Other Florida cities making the list are St. Petersburg, Fort Lauderdale, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Port St. Lucie, Hialeah, and Pembroke Pines.
Just those?
Exactly, just those.
They forgot one. God almighty, that's a lot.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, it's a lot to have in the top 10 considering, what we have out there. The entire country's up for grabs, and like 4 of the top 10 are right here in Florida.
Plus, again, the housing affordability, I would think, would be one of the factors that would knock us down on the list because it's neither affordable or really all that available.
Yeah. I don't know. State income tax, got a lot to do here. Beaches, very good weather all the time.
Not only that, I always remember being told that in Florida, generally you're paid in sunshine.
Yeah.
So they don't pay you as much here in the South as they would pay you up north because you don't have the winter clothes, you don't have the winterizing of your car.
You don't have to pay for heat oil or anything like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So they figure you can take like 30% right off the top with our seasons.
I think that's a good idea. I'm going to send a sunshine check to my mortgage company this month. I'm going to see how that works out. I think you guys should do it too. Sunshine checks for everybody.
Yeah. If only if it worked that way.
Yeah.
All right, a little bit more follow through on a story that we all took part in by, sending in those texts and asking listeners to contact our lawmakers as well to try keep AM in vehicles. Well, Ford says, all right, they're going to keep AM radios in its vehicles.
Oh, good.
Yay. CEO Jim Farley made the announcement on social media this week, more than a month after the car maker had decided it was not going to include AM radio in new vehicles starting in 2024. Jimmy, you've talked about how the reason why is because AM tends to create a buzz or some kind of a noise anomaly.
That resistor thing that you used to get with AM radios, if it was like not grounded right or something. And Ford just announced yesterday or this morning, I can't remember, that they're breaking the company up into 3 separate, it's going to be the Blue Oval for gas powered, Ford E for their electric, and then Ford Pro for all of their
trucks and stuff,
commercial.
Their commercial vehicles, and those are going to be the 3 factors in Ford, and that's it.
Wow!
So they're making some big changes over there, man. Ford's had their ass kicked over the last couple of years. If you look at the numbers for Ford, it's not been solid for the last 2 years, and because the E didn't roll out the way they wanted to, they had big manufacturing problems. But that's all going to go. That'll all kind of ease out. The Oval's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you had supply chain issues. Pandemic created supply chain issues.
But the Mustang itself, the EV Mustang, is a big hit.
It is a big hit, but the problem is they couldn't produce enough of them, Jack. So the sales were down. They wouldn't even take orders. They cut the ordering off because they couldn't produce the vehicle. But the Mustang gas is still doing quite well. The F-150 is still a massive seller.
Now, let me put it in our language, nerd language, Jack. It's like PS5's Xbox syndrome.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That makes it. Oh, now I get it.
Well, Farley said Ford reversed the decision after speaking with policy leaders about the importance of AM radio as part of the emergency alert system. The National Association of Broadcasters praised Ford for the decision, saying, quote, "It will keep Americans safe and informed, particularly in times of emergency," end quote. The bipartisan AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act was recently introduced by a group of U.S. senators and House members.
Yeah, somebody asked me when we were talking about this last week, when's the last time you listened to your AM radio, trying to kind of get me a little bit? I'm like, every day, buddy. Every day of my life, I listen to AM radio because a lot of my favorite sports talk shows are in AM radio.
Well, and before I got to be a part of the Jim Colbert Show, my job was AM radio. AM news, talk, conservative, right across the hall.
That's right.
Shut your mouth. Don't ever say those words.
I don't know how your head
again.
didn't explode.
That was a test. That was a test.
I mean, if you miss it, I mean.
And then finally.
Not only that, think about your life. I know this is a sidetrack. How different it is, just the hours alone.
I mean, well, exactly. My alarm.
Tell me we don't have the best hours.
With the best hours. My alarm is not going off at 3:45 in the morning. I used to be jealous of Jimmy, because when Jimmy would roll in at about 5:45, that was my last break before we went live on the air. I'd been at work since 4:45.
Yeah.
That's so
and
terrible.
didn't leave till 12:30, 1
Awful.
o'clock, and then talk nothing but politics.
Oh,
I know Jim misses those morning hours, but this afternoon, I think it's the best.
Hell
It's pretty darn
no.
good. I used to think the midday was the best hours, but I'll take this one every day.
This is sweet.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Loved working with Bud, just hate talking politics. And then finally, a Louisville man is being accused of shooting his roommate over food on Sunday. Hey, people getting hangry is a real thing.
Oh, yes.
Felt that this morning, actually.
I looked at Chris on Sunday and I'm like, we need to get to a restaurant stat, don't we?
Yeah. I got in road rage and drove straight to Gators Dockside.
I sent my wife yesterday a picture of the food that my daughter made, and she hadn't eaten and was wet from the rain. She didn't receive that picture too well.
Does it say
what do you want me to do with this?
Does it say what kind of Hot Pocket? I think that's important because the ham and cheese is a winner.
It's a banger.
Police have arrested 64-year-old Clifton Williams, who they say shot his roommate after he ate the last Hot Pocket. Officials believe Williams started throwing tiles at him before getting a gun and shooting him, because the tiles weren't just getting the job done.
Yeah.
The roommate was taken to the hospital with injuries described as non-life-threatening, and Williams was charged with assault. No word on if it was the ham and cheese Hot Pocket.
Wow, so they don't get him for attempted murder when you shoot somebody? That's not considered attempted murder?
What do you think does more damage physically to that person's body? The bullet or the Hot Pocket he ate?
That is such a great question. That is such a great. Somebody get Gaffigan on the line.
The mystery
Hot
remains. Hot Pocket.
Yeah, if it's a ham and cheese, man, that is worth an argument at the very least.
I have never had a Hot Pocket.
Oh man, that's
man. You haven't felt the love, the loving embrace of that gray little cardboard oven that they give you,
or the cheese sticking to the roof of your mouth that you're desperately trying to scrape off.
And they're so good. I bet if you ask the guy, he'd probably say it's worth the bullet.
and I think every culture has one. And you know, you have your empanada in Jamaica. It's your beef patty. In
your
America,
Cornish pasty.
It's your Hot Pocket.
Your Hot Pot. Well, another name.
What's two? Steak and cheese or the pepperoni and cheese?
I'll go pepperoni and cheese.
The steak tastes kind of weird, doesn't it?
The steak is a little weird. It kind of fights back when you bite down.
There goes that sponsor.
I do not want to get in a battle with my food.
When was the last time you guys ate Hot Pockets?
Oh, it's been a minute.
Probably like 7 months. Listen, man, I had a weird year.
I was thinking about 7 years.
It's been way longer than that for me.
It's been last year. And I ate a lot of them.
Last year?
Yeah. Last year.
Look, if you're in college, man, ramen and Hot Pockets are life. That keeps you alive.
Ramen was how I survived, but then we have to remember he was planning and saving for a wedding last year, so that Hot Pocket was definitely on the menu.
You want to talk ramen? I have dunked Hot Pockets into cup of noodles before.
Damn, good for you.
Yeah. It shaved 10 years off my life.
Did a hole in time open up?
And now you all are officially woke. Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Listen, check out the new feature on his website that lets you see the broker difference. All you have to do is go to thatmortgageguyDon.com and click the compare quote button and upload your quote. Don will interpret it for you, tell you how much you're actually paying the bank or retail lender for your loan, and let you know if you can get a better deal. But not just that. If you already have a great deal, he'll tell you that too. It really is peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everybody, Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Want to update you on what's going on with weather for the rest of your Tuesday here in Central Florida. Looks like a rain chance sets up just before about 12 p.m. or so. It'll be a little isolated, becoming more widely scattered, a little more potency in the storms for the afternoon. Rain chance 70%, warm humid highs in the mid-upper 80s today. Looks like rain will continue through about late evening at 70% coverage, lows down to about 68. We'll keep you updated. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey,
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Man, oh man, when it comes to your bathrooms in your home, you better have two good ones. You know that when you have a bad guest bathroom, things happen. You know, your kids don't want to invite friends over to stay the night. You don't want to have special events at your house. The bathroom is embarrassing. It's an ugly color. It's old. It's falling apart. But you know what? The good thing is you have Rebeth of Mid-Florida right here in Central Florida to get rid of that terrible bathroom and get you a brand new bathroom that's trendy, that looks amazing, that makes you proud of your home. Now you're having those events at your house, graduation parties, summer parties, Memorial Day parties, Christmas parties. That's what you want to do, and Rebeth can help you do that for sure. What you got to do is this. You got to visit the showroom, man. Once you get into the showroom and you see and feel the quality of these products, you are going to be really interested. And another thing you'll see is some models set up. Now, when you go in and you see these models, that is not what you're buying. Those are just to show you what the products look like, the sinks and the tiles. Once you pick out what you like, the design team will kind of help you put it all together. Next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom you're going to enjoy every day of your life. And they do this in just 4 to 6 days with their employees. And how about a lifetime guarantee on the products and the installation? You can't beat these guys. Plus, they're really good people as well. At 8+ years of endorsing this company, I've never received one complaint ever about Rebeth. Get that great service and get those great products today. Log on to book your appointment at RebethMidFLA.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp,
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa! Hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
I'm back! And look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of Fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
Oh, I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Greedy politicians have never met a tax they didn't like. You need to take steps now to protect your retirement savings from rising inflation, a failing economy, and another ridiculous stock market correction. Thanks to Goldgate Capital, you can easily preserve your wealth. You'll find all the details in Goldgate Capital's free no-obligation special report. Discover how to save your retirement by calling Goldgate Capital at 855-770-GOLD today. That's 855-770-4653.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet.
October is Energy Awareness Month and a good time to assess your home to make sure you're ready for the season's cooler temperatures. Keep your window shades open on sun-facing windows during the day to get free solar heat, and close them after dark to add a little extra insulation. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth. iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome to a shameless Fringe Festival self-promotion plug for Anatomica. It's a super normal, not weird at all comedy about skeletons and worms and stuff like that. I've got 3 shows left in the Blue venue at the Orlando Shakes. Tonight at 9:45 p.m., that's Tuesday. Saturday the 27th at 5:15 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:50.
Very cool. By the way, those are all the Fringe performers. This is the last week of the Fringe. I think, is it Sunday?
Sunday is the last day of scheduled shows.
And then they do that.
And then
that
Monday
stuff.
on Memorial Day, it's the top 2 shows at every venue get to perform.
Absolutely. And if you go to orlandofringe.org, you can find all those times we've invited the performers to leave talkbacks to remind everybody, where and what they're doing. And it's worked out quite well. A lot of them call, and these are self-produced shows. They only get paid by the ticket. So if you want to go out there and check it out, they get all the ticket money that you pay at the door. And some of these shows have been the best I've ever seen. I'm telling you, to this day, I believe that animatronicons could tour. Like, I think that show could go on the road and make money. I really do. Maybe not a Broadway thing, but they could take that show on the road, and I believe putting money behind the costumes and getting a better stage setup, the animatronicons would be a national touring show, and it would just be gushed over. It was so unbelievably good, funny, well-written, and Jeff Jones, the gentleman who does it, is a legend here in Central Florida and one of the sweetest dudes you'll ever meet. He's now making these caricature things, like these distorted caricature heads of like Disney characters,
3D sculptures though, and they are fascinating.
And he can't keep them in stock. He did it as a whim this year for MegaCon, I believe. He set up a bench and just said, let's see what happens. And I think he sold damn near every one that he brought out there and then took orders for a ton of them. He's a fascinating guy. Did stand-up for a while.
Yep.
A wonderful, creative
Worked
guy.
at the Hard Rock.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the guy is really one of, like a jewel here in Orlando as a creative. And I'm telling you, I think this show that he wrote could do quite well. So if you want to go out to Fringe, you'll see some really interesting shows, a little something different than the norm. It's always a good time. And this is internationally recognized, by the way.
Yes. I've been to the Scottish Fringe Festival out in Edinburgh. I've been to Edmonton's.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of different Fringe festivals. I've gotten lucky to have a successful brother in the Fringe circuit.
Holds up.
This one's great.
Quick programming note, that successful brother, a.k.a. Chase Padgett, will be on tomorrow's Jim Colbert Show at 4:20. We'll get to talk to him about the Nashville Hurricane.
Very cool. And I will tell you something else. That's his show, by the way, one-man show. We're interviewing a woman on Thursday. I just read this story today. It was very interesting. Did you guys ever shoot pool?
Yeah.
Did you ever get interested in shooting pool?
Not
9-ball,
professionally.
or just regular 9-ball? Or
It's the only thing I do left-handed.
9-ball, 8-ball? Really?
Yeah. My dad was left-handed. He taught me how to shoot pool, and that's how I picked it up.
That's exactly why Phil Mickelson plays golf left-handed, because his dad was a right-hander, and he would mirror his images standing in front of him.
Huh.
He writes everything else he does right-handed.
You are one broken right hand away from learning how to do a lot of things left-handed, my friend.
Let's make it happen.
Did you ever shoot pool, Jack?
Casual, in bars where that's it.
Just for fun and
yeah.
Did you ever shoot pool?
No, not really.
Man, when I first moved to Orlando in in '85, I didn't know anybody, just a few people from the church I went to, and that was it. It's like we knew each other at church, but I wasn't ever invited to hang out with them, so I had to kind of make my own entertainment. So I used to kind of slug around Pine Hills at these pool halls and had the best time. Learned how to play snooker, learned how to play 9-ball and 8-ball. Well, Thursday, we're going to have Lauren Harris Keeler. She's from Sanford, and she just won the 9-ball championship out in Vegas.
Wow.
And she's a Sanford girl, and they have a big league up there in Sanford she wants to talk about. And I have to tell you, I was telling Deb before the show, man, I had so much fun shooting pool. One of my wife and I's first dates, we went to a little bar up in Winter Springs, and one of our first dates, we shot pool and drank beer and talked. So I've always had an affinity. My father, man, my dad was a great shot. And he had a friend that only had one eye. His name was Gary, God rest his soul, one of the greatest dudes. And Gary and his daughter Kim were both incredible shots. So we played a lot of pool as kids, and I'm really interested in that because, I mean, I got to tell you, man, pool's fun.
Is it crazy for me to think that if you have one eye, that's almost an advantage in pool?
Buddy, let me tell you, this guy was a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the best shots ever. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy would wear you out. If you beat Gary, I mean, you did something.
Right, Jack? Like when you shoot pool, you're going to close one eye.
Yeah,
but when you're sizing it up, I think the depth perception of being dual eye focused, would be an advantage.
But is depth perception a 2-eye thing? I always thought it was just more of a peripheral thing.
Actually, no, but that's exactly what 2-eye vision is. Stereo vision is depth as well. So when you close one eye and you go to reach for something, you will look and you will think you're going to touch it, and it's far away. Try it.
I don't know, man. I think I'm
dude,
pretty good at being one eye.
Okay, look,
close one eye and try and touch me.
What?
Close an eye. No, okay, just close an eye and try to touch your mic boom. Not the one in front of you, but the actual pole it's on.
I don't have to touch Jack,
No,
right?
you don't have to touch Jack. Jack's just a weirdo.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was odd. It's fine.
Yeah. Close one eye and touch me. Put the lotion on its skin.
That's not billiards. That's grooming.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. We just call it snooker around here.
Your hand, right pocket. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. What to do that's new is up next.
It's back. The 2023 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, May 16th through the 29th in Lock Haven Park. Tickets available now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect slowdowns on I-4 eastbound this afternoon between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Westbound delays reported on the interstate between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Traffic very heavy on the turnpike this afternoon as you travel southbound due to a crash that blocks the right lane between Mineola and the Oakland Exchange exit. Looking at accident activity on Hiawassee that's blocking the roadway just south of Maitland. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals.
Get great looks, durability, and energy efficiency in your next roof at Tri-County Metals. Need financing? No problem. Tri-County Metals offers great financing options as well. Learn more at TriCountyMetals.com. Next day delivery is available. TriCountyMetals.com.
Man, are you feeling stretched thin by the pressures of growing your business? I know I was when I was in business, man. Retaining top talent, staying compliant in changing times, that is tough. Fortunately, though, there's Insperity. These guys put 35 years of HR experience to work offering your employees competitive benefit options while providing the HR support that you need to thrive. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Scalable HR, employee benefits, HR technology, that's Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything? Like your kids' friends.
Hey, boys. How do cows stay informed?
Dad, don't.
They read the Moo paper. Mr. Otis, you're the funniest.
It's good to know where you stand. And when it comes to your FICO credit score, you can with a Wells Fargo account.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getFICO to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. FICO is a registered trademark of Fair Isaac Corporation in the United States and other countries. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call. the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Considering buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond? IDC owner Keith LeClaire says, be careful. These machine-made diamonds are being mass-produced, and the value appears to be dropping fast.
If they can create 130 carats per machine per day, and you've got 5,000 people that are growing at that level, do you know how much is already stockpiled? You're talking about millions of carats. Now you're talking about a product that was $5,000 just 3 years ago, is now down to almost zero.
So when trying to choose between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond, proceed with caution.
Why would you put your money in something that devalues faster than food you eat?
Before you propose, come to International Diamond Center and get the facts about diamonds from our non-commissioned experts. Learn how diamonds are priced and graded on the world market, and educate yourself on the latest trend of lab-grown diamonds.
I want people to know that IDC is about protecting them.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations, and always at shopidc.com.
Hey, Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Amway Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ken Jeong. From The Masked Singer, Community, The Hangover Trilogy, and Dr. Ken.
To be hangover rich and famous as an Asian kid, man. My dad went from father to freeloader just like that, you know? You better get me good grades. After the hangover, you better get me S-Class Mercedes.
Ken Jeong Live, October 8th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Order your Hummer EV at OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And so is Ross. Let's do What'd You Do That's New.
What'd you do that's new? What'd you do that's new? Hey, if we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Clausman Law.
Thanks, Glenn. We appreciate that. We'll talk to Glenn Clausman on Thursday for Colbert Court. What'd you do that's new? Every single Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We get together. One of the members of the show the week before would have chosen something for the team to watch, listen to, or read. Then we come back and discuss that, move on to the next member. It is Deb's turn, and of course, we'll find out what Jack has to offer here in 1 second. Deb?
I chose a 13-minute and 40-second video called Enchanting Cabin in the Woods. It's Jacob Witzling. Hamby is the name of the designer. Tiny living or big living in a tiny world, tiny house.
Right,
There's this new
something
channel
like that.
that I just got turned on to. And when I saw what this guy was able to build with reclaimed wood from a warehouse that was being...
An old bowling alley?
An old bowling alley
That's
lane
great.
ends up becoming a porch of this 200 square foot cabin that he builds in the Pacific rainforest in Olympia, Washington. About $7,500, all said and done, was the investment made into this little cabin. And all I could think of, I don't know about you guys, but when they showed the view outside of the windows, and it was one moss-covered tree after another with
it looks
the
fake.
It was like,
you know what it looks
what
like?
a zen place to be.
If you go to that YouTube channel, when you load the video up, by the way, you can get all this at JimColbertLive.com. Go to the What'd You Do That's New Master List. It's right there. You can just click right through and check it out. But this is what it reminded me of. And this is going to be an agey thing because you guys remember the Viewmasters from Disney?
Yes.
Yeah, where you click through the little disc and stuff. If you got the ones like from Bambi or like that, and it was those deep forest shots where the lighting was perfect, and you could just feel the depth in the. That's what this reminded me of. I was like, man, it just reminds you of something that's very Disney-esque. Like you go around a bend in a forest, next thing you know, there's this little cabin with a steaming chimney. And
Exactly.
very cool. I love the idea of the reclaim stuff as well. As a child, this is gonna kill you guys. As a child, I was obsessed with waste, like the dump.
Nice.
Because we would go to the dump a lot to take stuff like, take trash to the dump.
But
and
you find treasures.
And I remember going, man, all this stuff is like, it's not that bad. Why aren't we trying to reuse this? It seems so stupid to throw all this away. And then you go to the landfill out there in Geneva. It's the same thing. You're like, my God, man, you could build all kinds of stuff with this leftover wood that's just got nails in it. It's just trash to people, but it's still good wood. And if it be cleaned up and cut perfectly, you can make something really cool out of it. But no.
He's built about 5 cabins now, and now he has a cabin truck that he and his life partner, his girlfriend, have built that they're traveling the country now in. But every single one of these cabins is made from reclaimed, reused. He'll scour, construction sites. He'll go to a resale shop. Even the nails and the screws that he uses, he'll scavenge off other sites.
He actually, the little stove in there came out of an old broken down RV on Craigslist. Very cool.
Did it have a bathroom?
It
No.
did. Oh, no, it didn't.
It does not. He lives off the electrical grid, so all of his properties are, because, again, they have to be 200 feet or less, so he doesn't have to pull
That's
permits.
Right.
There's a compostable toilet that's in an outhouse that's in an outside location.
Okay, because I know then they had it retrofitted with the propane tanks and
And
I
the
use
water.
that for that.
But normally it's like a battery, some kind of deep
deep
source.
cell.
Deep cell, that's it. Deep cell batteries is what's expected to power it.
So I don't know who stays here or how long they stay here. I mean, I love it. I want to build one. I want to have one. I don't know if I could live in one.
You just want to build one to look at?
And I won't. Why does he build them, right? Because he built it with the agreement that he could, live there for 2 years and then move on, but it took him 2 years to build it. Or so, he had to leave the day he was done. So we never got to really fully take advantage of that. But then I don't know, does the landowner Airbnb it out? Is it just, it looks like it's pretty much lived in. Is it just a camping cabin? Or, I'm not sure its current use now.
I have a feeling this guy's design is about to kind of blow up, because really these 5 cabins he's built for family and friends. Like he built one for his brother. He built it with his brother. And I think it's, for his friends that he built this one that we watched the video on. Maybe they do Airbnb it out. I think it would be a great place to go and
because
stay.
they reference a landowner, and he made an agreement with the landowner who gave $2,000, and then he put another $3,000 and ended up to $7,500 after retrofitting it. But it's a beautiful structure. It is art. If you look at it, but it's just, I'm always fascinated with those little, like when you were mentioning Tough Sheds the other day, I'm looking at these, I'm like, I need one of these. I need one of these.
Because they're so cool.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that roof. I thought the roof was like the most amazing part of it. It's literally a living roof.
That was my favorite part with all the moss. It looks like a roof that would breathe. I mean, I think it technically does breathe.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because he puts all the stuff up there on the roof to make it, of course, impervious to water or any of the thing growing through, but to have a natural shed of water and stuff, he put a bunch of different layers, including some metal in there and some other impervious materials that was built for roofing. But then he put chicken wire on top of it and then just scavenged around the forest for little pieces of moss, and he would stuff it in the chicken wire and just let nature do its thing, and it just spread. Next thing you know, he's got this I mean, living roof. The damn thing's alive. It's growing. You know?
It looks like
great camouflage.
Great camouflage, right? And it blends into the natural environment that it's in really well.
And then that skylight.
It looks a little spooky.
It does look a little spooky.
A little spooky.
Like a witch with an apple.
Yeah, that's the Disney. When you brought up Disney, I was like, yeah, I mean, with a poison apple Disney, that's main very famous villain Disney.
Let me ask you a serious question. Could you live there for a month for like 10 grand? Like if I were to give you $10,000, could you live there for a month?
I can do.
Yes.
Man, sometimes you hit me with these money questions and it makes me want to ask you how much a box of Cheerios are.
Right, no doubt, right?
Yeah.
Do you really think you could?
For a month?
10 G's, Jim.
No phone, no laptop, no video games.
That's fine.
Outdoor toilet.
Yeah. I'll corn it up. I'll figure it out.
They have an outhouse with a compostable toilet. I mean, it's not like you're popping a squat out in the woods.
I think that would be difficult. I think it's more difficult than you think. That isolation out there in the middle of nowhere, if you're not used to that, I think it's way more difficult than you believe.
But I think it's all the more necessary then to unplug and do just that, because that's where you came from. This modern world, beeping screens, lights all the time. That's not what we're meant for.
I think it would drive you crazy if you didn't have it, though. If you think about it, this is now your environment. If you put yourself in a completely different environment, you're not going to just automatically react the same.
No.
I mean, think about if you had to live in a casino floor and all day you heard the slot machines and all that stuff going off. When you take yourself out of that, it's going to be alien for at least a short period of time.
Yeah, that's what I always found traveling to New York City and then coming back home. It was like, damn, it's so quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, New York is ridiculous.
But you're right. We should find out how difficult.
I claim the first 10 G's and a month off. I'll bring my sketch pad, some books. I'll be good.
What would be the least amount of money? Like $1,000? Would you do it for $1,000?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
As long as I was still getting paid from all other sources of payment.
You got to factor in what's at what cost. You know, what you have to cover the cost that it takes to do that.
No, I would just say you would still get paid from here, but I mean just that extra bonus of staying out there in isolation for 30 days, no human contact, just you by yourself, no wife, no nothing, no sex, no nothing like that.
Yeah, and you're talking about a month. A
Yeah,
month.
that's a lot longer than you think, dude.
You can bring books, right?
Yeah, you can bring some books.
Yeah.
Done.
Books and some sketch pads.
I love how quick
and
you
a
answer
camera.
that. I think you discount how difficult it is, buddy.
I know it would be different. And
Yeah.
I'm sure the first 2 days I would be really bored. And then the third day I'd be like, well, I guess I'm going to start drawing. And then the fourth day I would figure something else out.
All right, very good.
I wouldn't just, stare at a wall. I would try and fail a bunch of times trying to make a canoe.
So the weird thing about you, and the reason I say this, I don't think I could do it because I think I would just lose my mind because of the idea of just trying to stay busy. Because I'm just such a busybody, I would want to do something at all times, and you would have a limited access to what you could or couldn't do. Maybe I could hunt or fish. Maybe I don't know.
And then
just take a walk.
And then why do we stay busy? One reason why we stay busy is so that we could put food on our table.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is what the busy is referring to, as in chilling out for a month as I make bank, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we stay busy so that we don't have to sit in silence with ourselves, because for a lot of people, that's the most uncomfortable place to be.
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, or me.
Why were you also looking at me? Why do you have 3 eyes?
Yeah, Dad. Weird.
How do you see out of your nose?
What's going on here?
Yeah,
My third eye sees all.
By the way, that second one that he was building was also very cool.
And when they're finished, you guys, it's worth really. And again, all of this is reclaimed wood. This guy, he's not like some. I just love the fact that he's able to create these gorgeous structures in the middle of a forest without disrupting the forest. And really, I love the other thing he said about building, where he allows the materials that he has, the windows, to determine how something is going to take shape.
It's like he's not running to the Anderson window factory to buy a window to fit the wall. He finds the window, then he builds a wall around it.
Scavenge from construction sites, because if you go to sites, they'll have dumpsters full of old 2x4s and even pieces of drywall. They cut one out, or maybe old windows that have a little crack or something. Yeah, all the time. He used to build skateboard ramps with that stuff.
I mean, he even had marble scraps that he had around like his RV stove that were salvaged from somewhere else. So
Yeah,
I
really-
love the idea of being able to create that and it not having to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, very cool. If you want to check it out, JimColbertLive.com, right there on the What'd You Do That's New master list, the very first one, you'll see it. It's Deb's The Enchanting Cabin in the Woods. Jack, what do you got for us, buddy?
Well, remember at the beginning of the year, I asked for a modification to the rule change
That's
where
right.
can we watch a full-length movie exceed that hour-long time limit once a quarter? And Jim, you agreed to that.
I did.
I did in the first quarter. I did assign Pinocchio, but Del Toro's, what's his name?
Benicio del Toro?
No, he's an
the
actor.
other guy.
Guillermo.
Del Toro's.
yeah.
Pinocchio, and pretty much that was well received. I'm not giving you a movie now, but I was driving home last night, and there was a podcast I listened to, and you pick podcasts by the celebrity who's being interviewed.
Same here.
I saw Paul Anka, and I was not.
Oh, I know exactly.
I passed it up, and then I listened to it. It was absolutely fascinating. And that's what I was going to assign you guys. It's a smartless
shift.
podcast with Paul Anka. I learned so much, and he tells fantastic
They're
stories.
taking that on tour, making a TV show out of it. Did you hear that?
I think it starts today on Max.
Yeah.
Oh, Max not having a good day rolling out, though. It's been a rough day for Max.
So I was going to assign that shameless podcast, assign it, but today I just turned on Netflix, saw something new, and said, that's it.
What is it?
It is season 1, episode 1 of a documentary called Working, What We Do All Day, hosted by Barack Obama.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. So it's he just does interviews, follows people, and it's about working in America today with the current challenges and different professions. But we will all watch that first episode. It's about 45 minutes long. It's on Netflix, available right now.
Very cool. I didn't tell you guys this, but I watched an entire series that I never mentioned a word about.
Ooh.
I watched The Diplomat. Have you seen it?
I've seen the teaser for it, and I've been interested in it.
It's pretty cool. It hits you a lot like Scandal.
Kerry Russell's in it, right?
Yeah. A lot of sideways kind of political stuff. You know, who did what she said. You know, about a bunch of like behind the scenes operative stuff. But if you like that, which I do, it's pretty darn good. The acting's good. The writing was a little weak at first, but then it kind of panned out. And it was a little corny at first, right? A little unbelievable. And then it kind of panned out. The story kind of started setting in, and it's good. She's a great actress, by the way. Do you know that she came up in the Mickey Mouse Club with Timberlake and Ryan Gosling?
I did not know that.
Yeah. If Kerry Russell. If you go and look at the old Mickey Mouse clubs with like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake, she's in there.
She was in the Americans. They were Soviets who were undercover sleeper cells. But what I like about The Diplomat, Lenny from Laverne and Shirley grows up to be president.
Oh, really? That's right, he is. That's why Michael McKean.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I totally forgot. And he's actually, I have to tell you, he plays kind of an odd president. It's kind of a goofy, loosey-goosey kind of guy. But then he goes to make decisions, and it's slam. It's very cool.
It's funny because just from the preview, it's like Biden 15 years ago.
Exactly. I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Come on, man.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klossman, KLAUSMANLAW.com. Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman, KlossmanLaw.com.
From the Klossman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klossman Law, KlossmanLaw.com.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect slowdowns on I-4 eastbound this afternoon between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Westbound delays reported on the interstate between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Traffic very heavy on the turnpike this afternoon as you travel southbound due to a crash that blocks the right lane between Mineola and the Oakland Exchange exit. Looking at accident activity on Hiawassee that's blocking the roadway just south of Maitland. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. A Wawa smoothie is a deliciously smooth way to start the end of your day. Enjoy a delicious Wawa fruit or cream smoothie with Wawa smoothies. Transitions in your day couldn't be smoother. Gotta have a Wawa.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for unlimited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
Here's his cross for Kara. Goal! Orlando leads. It's Ercan Kara on the board again.
Orlando City returns home next weekend, taking on Atlanta United on Saturday, May 27th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Brightline. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app.
Calling all true crime podcast fans. Tune into Freeway Phantom and join a new investigation into the 50-year-old unsolved murders of 6 young black girls in Washington, D.C. Explore startling new evidence that could crack these cold cases wide open and bring as many questions as they do answers.
We still care, and it still hurts. We just want to know what happened.
Listen to Freeway Phantom on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Welcome to IKEA. Enjoying the spring weather?
Yeah, maybe too much. I got really excited and invited my entire office over for a barbecue.
Oh, well, our Get Ready for Summer sale has offers going on now through 5/29 on outdoor essentials, summer dining, indoor furniture, and more. You'll be barbecue ready without breaking the bank.
I think you just earned yourself an invite.
Nice. Visit IKEA-USA.com/getreadyforsummer to do summer your way. Offer valid now through 5/29, U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be joining Colin Cowherd in L.A. to experience a live broadcast of The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
And we're back. to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hi, Orlando. Do you want to learn how to juggle while also watching a super cool circus performance? Well, that's exactly what you can do at the Orlando Fringe. My show is called Messes Solo Circus, so just go to orlandofringe.org and look for Messes. I have 3 more shows, the 24th, 26th, and 27th. That's Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You get juggling scars as you enter the theater, and you walk away with a set of skills. Messes at the Orlando Fringe. See you there.
Very cool. Good job, man. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well.
I ate a whole sleeve of sprays.
Buddy, listen, let me tell you something. So what's happened here in the building is a travesty, especially to people who are on diets, and that's me. Okay, with that said, not really a diet, an eating program. I hate the word diet.
Why?
I don't know, buddy. I hate it.
Oh, eating program sounds so legit.
It does. It sounds so much legit.
It's not vegan. It's plant-based.
It's an eating plan.
Is that your Ozempic there on the counter?
It's not.
Okay.
Somebody just asked me that if I'm using that Ozempic. I'm like, no, just a little discipline and self-control this time. I got tired of being fat and out of shape, so I just kind of put the hammer down on myself.
I just find it funny that you don't like calling it a diet.
It's not a diet. No.
How is it not a diet?
It's not a diet. I'm not dieting. I'm not eating. I eat whenever I want. But I don't eat sugar and I don't eat a lot of fried food. That's it.
Yeah, the connotation of diet, it's something you do for a while and then you stop and then things go back to normal. Jim made a lifestyle change.
I made a lifestyle change, 100. Okay, so here's the problem we have in the building right now. So in our building, there are a number of people who have done a number of things. Cheryl in our building handles finance.
Yeah.
And she is awesome. One of the most liked people in this entire building. One of the sweetest people in this entire building. But she sits in an office by herself and does her thing. She's just kind of like the precogs, right? They just kind of close the door a little bit and let her go in there and do the number thing, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then nobody really talks to her because it's an important job.
She floats in the tank.
Yeah. Her eyes just roll in the back of her head and she screams, 12!
Right, exactly.
12. P&L.
Occasionally Tom Cruise asks her for advice. But what happened is our boss, Barb, for her birthday, received a box of candy representative of the year she was born, which for us would be like classic candy.
Yeah, retro candy.
I'm not going to say how old, but like retro candy. So Jack comes in and says, hey, this very thing, hey, there's this box of candy. Check it out. I just went and dove into Cheryl's box of candy. And let me tell you something, man. That was a time warp back to my childhood. Zots, Smarties, Now Laters, Boston baked beans, candy necklaces.
Yep.
Charleston Chews.
I did not see that. Otherwise, I would have grabbed the Charleston Chews. They also had the fake cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, the fake
which
cigarettes?
I used to love that as a kid because I wanted to be like Dad.
Oh, man.
And there was wax lips in there, too.
She got those, though.
Yep.
She said she's going to wear them in the next meeting. I said, that's pretty funny.
See, I don't know anything about wax lips.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
about Charleston Chews, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Charleston Chew guy.
What was the other one, too? It's a bit of honey. Remember the bit of honey?
I do.
In other words, the denture remover?
Yeah.
Or it would literally pull it would pull the fillings out of your face. Just imagine that when you get it in there, it's the stickiest, grossest stuff ever.
Jack keeps trying to get me to eat these sprees, and I'm like, bro, they're not that good.
Yeah, they're not that good.
No,
and
but I ain't.
And the dye on them is probably going to kill you.
Yeah, but if the more that you guys don't eat, the more I'm eating, and I have to stop.
Yeah.
It's just never good when one of the ingredients is one letter and a number. R5.
Exactly, you're right.
It's like, are we talking golf clubs, or are we talking, what are we doing
What is this,
here?
a Star Wars character?
If your list of ingredients looks like an algebra equation, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I think I just ate R2-D2. I don't know.
Hey, I just solved for candy. So let's keep talking about food here. Very interesting. Kraft. The minute I say Kraft, what's the first thing you think?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yep.
Mac and cheese?
Oh, mac and cheese.
But a close second is Singles.
Yeah.
Is
That's right.
Is the cheese that comes, like in a folder.
I have a guess. You're saying they're making a change?
Hold on. Kraft Singles is making a change. Now, you would think to yourself, how could you change a slice of cheese with a question mark?
Yeah.
Make
cheese
it more
food.
cheese?
I think it's cheese food.
Yeah.
Like what? Adding any cheese.
You shouldn't have to brag about your cheese having dairy in it, but they do.
It's the marketing trick as old as time, but it still makes me laugh. Listen, we listen to you guys. The last 70 years, we've sucked. In fact, we started using real tomatoes. Or like they always come out clean, like, yo, man, who was accusing you of this?
With real juice. I mean, well, juice is in the name. I'm kind of expecting that. Okay, so with that said, Deb, what do you think the Kraft company is doing to the single to make it more palatable to the customer?
Adding more dairy.
Okay, there you go. That's
taking away some of the oil.
That's a good guess. Let me tell you where you hit it. Okay, part of it is the fact that on the front of the packaging it says made with real dairy, which is something I don't think, or it was maybe a little bit more demure in the old packaging, but now it's pretty much right up front. Jack, what do you think?
I think they are removing the individual plastic wrapping on each piece.
Do you know they've already done that?
Really?
Kraft has a deli brand that the cheese is just cross-stacked.
Right.
So that you can peel it off and have a little lip there to get it. That's not it.
So the cheese isn't coming laminated anymore?
Well, I don't know. Take your guess.
I'm going to go different shape, circles. Oh, God, I'm good.
Buddy,
nailed it.
That is not a bad guess. Not the answer. Let me tell you. The answer is so infuriating.
Kind of like that, Rob.
Yeah.
That it's hard to even read. Apparently, they are going to change the packaging because when they asked the public, what's the number one thing that we could do to make our product better, they actually make it easier to get the cheese out of the wrapper that's around it. You know, the one with the flap design that all you have to do is pull one side and the damn thing basically hops onto your sandwich. That apparently is too difficult for America. To lift the flap of plastic up to pull the film off is way too much. It's become too cumbersome for America to do that. That's the only complaint. Can you believe it?
I like the lamination.
Dude,
it's always cool. It's like this, it's like a really cheap, broke person showing up at your wedding in a suit.
Is it the individual wrapping that they're making easier, or the outer package of that?
Easier to open individual wrapping.
Wow.
Has anybody ever had a problem getting a Kraft single out of the plastic? Ever once? The answer is no. Let me help you. Because it's as easy as it could possibly be. Now, where a company did make a change that was better is when Band-Aid got rid of that little red thread and started going to the split thing where you could just pull the thing open because the red thread was a pain in the ass.
Yes.
It's the number one complaint to Kraft. The number one complaint to Kraft is that the cheese singles, the wrapping is too difficult to get off. And they're reacting and going to try to make it easier, as if you can imagine. I don't know how it could be easier if they send a Kraft rep over to open it for you.
Ross, you don't know what the red thread in a Band-Aid is, do you?
No.
Yeah, it predates you.
But Band-Aids had like a pull cord or something?
Yeah, exactly.
They did, dude.
To open up the packaging, you would pull it, and it would tear down the side, and then you would take the Band-Aid
You ever
out.
get the FedEx package, the cardboard envelope, to open it up, you pull that little
here?
rip, little rip thing? Same thing. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't always work, by the way.
This is good news, though, for Kraft.
It's obviously a marketing ploy because there's nothing wrong with the original design. Nothing at all.
And it's good when you ask people that enjoy your product, what's the worst part, and they don't say the actual product.
Yeah, can I tell you? I guess that's exactly how I should probably look at it. I was just flabbergasted that the number one things that Americans said about Kraft products is it was too difficult to get into the wrapping. I guess you just felt like you had to write something.
I like it. I like when my little Kraft, plate of cheese shows up in a body bag. It shows up in that little grocery plastic lamination. It's a business cheese.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't even mind Kraft singles, but I think the deli product's better. I think the one I'm telling you about, the cross-stacked cheese, that's a better product. It's not as gooey. It feels more like cheese, almost like cheddar. Like the slices aren't as pliable as the ones in the deli. They'll kind of break like that. If you were to thinly chop cheddar, and how it kind of bust open or crack open, that's kind of what they are.
That's why I prefer the Kraft slices.
You like the singles?
They don't split.
They give a gooier.
Yeah,
you like that melty, huh?
Yeah, they give a gooier, consistent grilled cheese, whereas cheddar can get oily and kind of rubbery and.
The Borden. You ever do the Borden thing? Borden? Pretty good stuff there. Borden's not a bad run.
What gun to your head? You're on an island. What's your favorite cheese?
Again with the difficult questions.
It's either Gruyere or Parm.
Right now, burrata. I like that premature mozzarella.
Buddy, let me tell you, that burrata is no joke.
Burrata?
That's like a thing now. It's a big, well, I say it's a thing now. It's actually been a thing for a little bit, but that burrata salad with grilled peaches.
Girl.
Bro, let me tell you, grilled peaches with that burrata and a little bit of olive oil on top is unreal. I think your boy Bruno did it for a little bit.
I get it, people. I didn't know about burrata. I was like, man, my credit score ain't like that. But nah, but go down the burrata route.
And now they do it the burrata where they wrap it in prosciutto. So you, like if you go to, I think it was Francesco's up here in Maitland had that where they would wrap that ball of burrata in prosciutto and then serve it on a little salad or whatever. God Almighty, it's so good.
And right, isn't it just mozzarella just out a little bit early?
Yeah, I think so, kind of.
And it's just like wet.
Yes, just mozz, yeah. Buffalo mozz, I believe.
Jack, you like burrata?
I don't know. Maybe.
No, he won't. Because he hates. Jack has a real hate for ricotta cheese and for cottage cheese.
Yes, you are correct.
He will not eat it.
You are correct.
It's a texture thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, ricotta, I'm good in a calzone. I'm good in lasagna, no problem. But in Big Ziti, yes, but just outside of that, I gotta say no.
Do you have a favorite cheese? You eat a lot of cheese?
Sure, it depends. It depends. Are we putting it on a cracker? Are we just eating it whole? Is it going on toast, or is it covering a burger?
Oh man, I had some French onion soup for lunch today. It was just covered with a half an inch of Gruyere. I loved it so much. I just pulled it off the top and just eat that like an oyster, and then wash it down with the soup.
Oh my god. You're a monster.
I'm not hungry at all.
I like smoked Gouda.
Yeah, smoked Gouda's good. I make grits with smoked Gouda. They're damn good.
Yeah, I'm about that burrata, and every time I do it, I feel like, I'm on first class.
Do you really?
Yeah, dude, burrata sounds, I don't know. First of all, it's called burrata.
Yeah.
Burrata.
Are you a charcuterie board guy, by the way?
My wife is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for her, though, right? Because it's just cheese and meat, and she's a vegan. What does she get, veggies?
Yeah, no.
Like pickled vegetables?
I've told you this before. Every version of anything has a plant-based version.
I guess you just have to know where to go to get it, right?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I've had some, non-meat meats that are straight ass. And then I've also had some that I'm like, that's not that bad.
It's the cheese that actually weirds me out a little bit more because you can flavor something with kind of meat. It's just the cheese is weird because they make it with cashews or something, right?
There's so many different types of substitutes, but cashews is one of the go-to
That's where
ones.
they do the butter too, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then if you go into it going like, oh man, I'm just about to have this cashew schmear, which does not roll off the tongue, but then it ends up being a great time.
Really, not that bad, huh?
Oh, yeah. And I'm not sluggish. I'm not sweating at 2 a.m. when I'm passed out.
Yeah. And I love it. They have there is a grilled vegetable charcuterie in town somewhere. I can't remember where it is. It's damn good. Like cauliflower, broccoli, asparagus, and stuff like that. Some of it's like marinated. Damn good.
You know what people are doing? They're stuffing pickles. You see that?
No, I haven't seen that.
The new generation out there, boys.
Like olives?
Yeah, no.
What do they stuff them with?
Just like they use that as bread.
What?
Yeah. Pickles have like 0 calories.
Yeah, I understand that. So you basically drill a hole in the middle of it and then fill it up like that?
Yeah, you could either, put ham in it or play it like a piccolo.
You know what's it's funny. You know what's weird is back in the day when I used to do these egg events, right? I would go out and cook for the egg. There was a guy who traveled around and got pretty famous doing this. He would take those jumbo dill pickles that you would get like out of the jar at the old convenience stores, right? You guys know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like literally like a small cucumber.
Yeah. You could hit somebody with it.
Right. He would cut it in half and then hollow it out and stuff it with pastrami cheese and mustard.
That's what I'm talking about. And people doing that.
And he would grill that on the egg and and you would eat it and you would think this is going to be horrible. And you're like, my God, this is so freaking good. And it's kraut, pastrami, mustard, and something else, and just stuff it down in there and grill it. Crazy good. You would think the pickle would overpower it, but it did not. It worked perfectly.
Well, I would think if you're grilling it, it's going to lose, some of that moisture that gives a pickle its pickle taste.
You don't have to do it a lot. I think you just basically are doing it to get a tiny bit of smoke flavor on there and to warm it up a little bit. But other than that, it was good to go. Damn good, though.
I've been eating a lot of pickles.
You ate one the other day. You got a side of them and brought them in.
Yeah.
Those pickle spears, they'll sour your stomach really bad, buddy. You got to be careful.
I showed up and I was like, anybody want pickles? Which, is a weird thing to say on a Monday.
And it's weird. There are a number of, it's a Tuesday, there are a number of pickle companies that I do not care for. But have you tried the Wickles? The Wicked Pickles?
Wiggles?
It's Wickles, isn't it?
Wickles Pickles.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Wicked Pickles is really what it stands for, right? They're spicy.
Yeah, Wickles Pickles is my definite favorite pickle.
Oh my God, they're so good. Have you had them?
They have kick.
I don't know if I have.
Buddy.
I think I have, but I don't remember. I couldn't,
You can't go back to bread and butter after you have
You really
Wickles.
can't. My buddy Jason turned me on to him. He'll bring them to our poker games.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, man, you got to try these Wickles Pickles. And he'd leave a jar with them. And you'd eat those things. You're like, damn, these things are good. They're like spicy and it kind of builds. Like when you're eating that, it just kind of builds up after like the fourth one. You're like, damn, this is real.
It'll add flavor to a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
About a month ago, I had a wild pickle incident.
Care to share?
I pulled it out of the jar. I took one bite, but it was like a droop. So it had a curvature. It was a flaccid pickle.
Okay.
All right, let's just get straight to what it looks like.
We've all been there.
All right, it was straight Gonzo's nosing. And I bit it like as if it was, going upwards.
Yeah.
So the top of the pickle was next to my eye.
Okay.
And I bit the bottom of it, and there was just the smallest, Jim, I'm not joshing, there was a pinhole at the top of the pickle. So when I bit into it, the jalapeno pickle just squirted right into my right eye.
Oh, man.
And I went, ah! And I threw the pickle. I dropped the pickle. It was an incident, man.
All right.
My wife thought it was hilarious.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. A new adventure's on the way, and it's very reminiscent of an old television show. I'll tell you what that is next.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everybody, Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Want to update you on what's going on with weather for the rest of your Tuesday here in Central Florida. Looks like a rain chance sets up just before about 12 p.m. or so. It'll be a little isolated, becoming more widely scattered, a little more potency in the storms for the afternoon. Rain chance 70%, warm humid highs in the mid-upper 80s today. Looks like rain will continue through about late evening at 70% coverage, lows down to about 68. We'll keep you updated. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. When pizza's this good, there's no such thing as leftovers. Well, unless you order extras for leftovers. Order today at marcos.com and load up on favorites like the Pepperoni Magnifico. Marco's. Pizza lovers get it.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Everybody knows your eyes are the window into your world. That is one of the many reasons I would never consider a discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. When my son and my father-in-law came to me and they said, Jimmy, is Dr. Filatowski for real? I was like, he is the realest of all. He will take great care of you. Got him an appointment set up. Next thing you know, they have crystal clear vision. And guys, I'm telling you, it really wasn't much more difficult than exactly what I said. They made their visit, their consultation, scheduled their surgeries, came in 2 days after that, day after that, crystal clear vision, back to work, no problems at all. And the reason why is this. These guys have done over 65,000 surgeries here in Central Florida over 30 years. Let them use that experience to help you get better vision. Not to mention they use the latest state-of-the-art tech, fast recovery times, most people back to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you were meant to with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text these guys. It's 1041 to 868686. That way you can schedule your consultation today and start living a better life tomorrow. And they even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Just schedule that consultation. Text 1041 to 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice and only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today. With Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy puppy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name.
Oh, yeah! Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
If you have a family member who is active duty, now is the right time to call Zero Res. Right now, get a 25% military discount. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile and grout, upholstery, and oriental rugs. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop losing your retirement. The IRS will take substantial dollars from your retirement savings unless you take control of your retirement dollars. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. He'll give you a head start to be retirement tax and recession smart. Learn solutions with a track record of measurable results to save thousands in unnecessary taxes and gain retirement recession protection. Visit retirementprotected.com.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAMS, Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
SimpliSafe was named Best Home Security of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. But we don't do what we do for the accolades. We do it to protect you and everything you love. Our advanced sensors, indoor and outdoor HD cameras, and hazard detectors are powered by live 24/7 professional monitoring, so you get emergency help fast. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at the Apopka Amphitheater.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Soul Man in Winter Garden here. Publix has a horseradish cheddar that is out of this world. Got just enough of a hint of horseradish in it that you can taste it. Great on any sandwich. Horseradish cheddar. Wonderful cheese.
Also a great Fringe show. By the way, that's the best on beef. That's actually when I make beef sandwiches at home, whether it be like shaved prime rib or something like that, that horseradish cheddar is a winner. Matter of fact, I made a sauce out of that to cook on a contest on the egg. I made, you guys know what, oh my God, what is the name of it? It's a triangle, tri-tip. Have you ever? Well, the triangle.
Did you just snort?
I did, because Ross started laughing at me immediately like a dodo. It's a triangle-shaped piece of beef. They call it the tri-tip. It's got a giant fat cap on it. But the cool thing is it cooks like a big old sirloin steak. You cut it across the grain, and it's freaking delicious. It really is. So I made these sliders over in Melbourne. I was cooking one time, and that was what I was giving away. And the sauce I made was out of that, so I had some of that horseradish cheddar in there. Because on beef, you can't beat it, man. Absolutely delicious. Why are you laughing, dude?
That was hilarious.
Well, you said triangle because that's why it's called tri-tip. It looks like a triangle. It looks like a shark's tooth,
No,
actually.
I just love knowing that thousands of people just could feel your brain work right there. It's in the shape of a It's tri-tip.
There it is. Boom. Nailed it. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Remember, we will have Ray Trenley on today, so I get to tell you about my dog grooming situation. And oddly enough, I took my dog to the groomer today. Not the same one, though. But that'll be coming today around 6:15, so be sure to tune in for that. This is from CNET. What would you think that I would be talking about, guys? It's an old TV show, and it's a specific science thing for the human body.
Miss Lizzie's school bus. Or, I forgot what it's called.
Lizzie's
Is it tri-tip?
No, it's not tri-tip. Tri-tip. Magic Lizzie bus.
Oh, no. What do you think, Jack? Want to take a shot at this?
Yeah, I'm confused what we're guessing here.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's a back in television, back in the day, right? There was a particular show where a particular character got some enhancements, and this
$6 Million Man.
That's it.
My favorite.
That's Jack's favorite
show
show.
as a kid.
The Magic School Bus. God,
that's not it. Well, Jack, I have to tell you, which one of those things do you think that's coming to life?
The leg, the eye, the arm? I'm going to go with the eye.
The eye is the answer.
Really?
So it looks like they have, in Alameda, California, a company called Science Corp, which is as basic as it gets. If you have a science company, it's basically the black and white science on the door. And they, on late November of last year, they had a white rabbit that they called Futurama. Does anybody know why? Because in Futurama, the lead character only has one eye.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There you go. And they basically inputted this super thin LED into the white of the rabbit's eye. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to catch and create light and enhance the other parts of the eye to start doing the same thing. It's for light sensitivity. As I read it, it doesn't really seem like it does anything for the vision per se, but except for allow you to kind of get more light into your vision, because as you start losing vision, I don't know much about this stuff, by the way. I don't know if an astigmatism does this. Which one of the eye maladies creates a darker image?
Macular degeneration.
Is that what it is?
I know it creates like a center dot where you can't see in the center anymore. You can only see periphery.
Yeah, they're showing off this thing called the Science Eye. Once it's been proved safe and effective, it'll be implanted on the top of and inside the eyeballs of human patients suffering from the diseases where the eye's light-sensing cells have died. The idea is to coax the other cells within the eye to receive and translate light signals, and it was unveiled November 21st of last year. And they have some pretty big optimism on this because they think that this surgery is going to allow people who have had really difficult times seeing, that really give them a second look at, basically get them eyesight back again.
Wow.
I thought it was pretty cool.
And they threw it in a rabbit?
Yeah. It's a wafer thin, they said wafer thin micro LED. It says it allows for resolution that about 8 times better than an iPhone 13, which is a weird reference. But
no direct comparison with the iPhone 14. Though.
It says they showed off a brief demo of the kind of vision that someone would have with the Science Eye. Red pixels dance around a screen, recapitulating a view of street and humans waving their hands. So it works pretty quickly.
Wow.
It's called Flex LED, just one component of the Science Eye. And they're really, really thinking that this could be within a few years of possibility.
Best thing my dad ever gave me was his vision.
Your dad had great eyesight?
Great vision, great eyesight, never wore glasses.
Wow, that's a great thing. What do you think? What else was passed down from your dad that you're thankful for?
Hair.
Yeah, that's right. You have good hair.
Yeah. I think I got solid hair and my height. I'm a big fan of my height.
Is your dad was tall?
Yeah. Probably as tall as me.
Wow, that's a great question, Jack. What do you think that? What did your dad or mom pass to you genetically that was good? Now, again, it has to be your hair.
The way you asked it, though.
You know,
that's good.
I can go with hair from my dad, but my eyes from my mom.
But you have glasses.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, but he's got the blue eyes. Got that
the blue eyes.
Clark
Yeah,
happening.
That's just getting older.
I don't care. I don't care about how good they look. How are they working?
Oh, as good as anyone else's at this age.
Are your prescriptions right?
No.
Those are just readers?
Yeah.
You're a liar. and a bad one.
What did you want to see the?
Well, you've worn glasses since I've known you.
Do you smell that? It smells like burning pants.
You wear glasses all the time. Like I
Jimmy.
wear readers too, but I'm only wearing these. No,
Put those on.
What do you mean put them on?
Oh, those are your readers.
Yeah, these are reading glasses.
No, I know, but are those Tories? They look kind of purple.
They are purple Tories because I broke mine in half and I haven't been
purple Tories.
You're wearing your wife's readers?
But if you look, I wear them on the bridge of my nose so I can look over the top at you guys. But when I,
so I can look down at you guys.
But I can look. But I can look at the screen and read the eye story.
Yeah,
which is irony.
Mine are progressive readers that are all plastic that I got off of Amazon for $14.
Yeah, there
you
go.
know, I've been wearing them since about 10 years since I looked at a cell phone battery and realized I couldn't read what was on it.
Oh my God.
And the person next to me said, "Here, try these." I put on their glasses and I'm like, "Oh,
Whoa,
you can
this
read
is
that."
Great.
My God, you should see my wife and I at a darkly lit restaurant. It's like we turned on Fenway Park to read the menu. We look like the oldest people in the joint. Cell phone lights, trying to get a right angle so we can read the thing.
I've done that.
Borrowing each other's glasses. Oh, it's terrible. What is the best attribute your parents gave you? Isn't that a great question? That's a great question.
I wish I got my mom's nose. My mom's nose rocks.
Yeah, I don't know what your mom. I've actually. I don't know that I've ever met your mother. Maybe
Only
once.
once.
But you have such a great smile. I can't imagine. Does your mom have that same smile?
I think she does. I think I got my eyes and.
You have good skin.
Yes.
Yep, your mom has good skin. I remember that.
Yep.
She's very.
From my dad, I got migraines and premature gray.
I think I got my eye color from my dad, but I got my eyeballs from my mom.
How about personality attributes?
Well, wait. What about you, Jim? What'd you get from mom or from dad that's, good?
What's chilling? What's passing?
That's
You know what the funny
Good.
thing is? I will tell you it's weird, right? I've never seen my father play a sport. We never threw a football. I don't know that my father can throw a ball. I never played catch with my dad.
Oh, do you want to find out?
Like I don't know. It would be the weird. I got to tell you, buddy, that's the weirdest thing. Like I was just talking to my wife about this the other day. I said, I've never played catch with my dad.
Why don't you drive over this weekend and start up a little?
He's like 80,000 years old. His arm would fall off.
You show up with a spinner hat and a balloon, just trying to make things right
Dad.
again.
But I don't know if he can throw a baseball. I don't know if he can throw a football or a frisbee. I don't know what he can do athletically or not.
Well,
but my mom was a baller. Multiple letter in high school, volleyball, basketball, and
Really?
softball. My mom was a natural athlete and a damn good one. I have a little bit of athletic ability.
So you got that from your mom?
Pretty good hand-eye coordination. My mom gave me that. My dad
Hair from your dad?
My dad gave me no, that's funny. My dad hasn't lost a hair since he was 4. And he actually,
They say that skips generations. Now, I legitimately have heard that in the male line.
This is exactly what my grandfather's hair looked like.
Okay, I was gonna say, so you must look just like your grandfather.
And I'm telling you, my dad at 82, if he gelled it right, would look like he would. I mean, his hair looks like he's 40. He had the thickest hair until just recently, and I ragged on him last time I saw him. I was like, "Oh, finally, your hair fell out." God, he laughed his ass off. But my dad is very persistent, and my dad is the one who gave me that integrity thing.
Work ethic.
Where you're incapable of doing it poorly or sketchy. I can't do that. I can't sleep.
Can't do shoddy work.
I can't do shoddy anything. I don't know what it is. My dad I got that from him. I can't do it.
All right, now let's make this fun. What's your least favorite attribute? Who wants to go first? I will. I got my mom's knees. I'm over here ripping fish oil pills.
What, they're crusty?
No,
They
no.
hurt?
Are they hurt?
No, they crack and they just I don't know. I think people out... Deb, do you have good knees? Because this is my
No.
theory. I think people out in the Midwest, Wisconsin, anybody who's a fan of cheese curds at that level, I think you got bad knees. I think God was just like, hey, listen, you're going to enjoy cheese, but we're giving you bad knees as a trade.
What would be the worst for you? The worst attributes you got from your parents?
No ass.
No ass?
Yeah, that was given to
yeah.
my brother was given the butt and the eyelashes because that's what a boy needs.
Yeah. Well, some of them. Jack, worst?
Yeah, I would say the no acetol and the bad knees.
Yeah. You have bad knees?
Yeah, they're not great.
They're
Really?
awful.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I think my dad has my dad has had arthritis a little bit. I'm starting to kind of feel that a little bit where my fists are a little sore sometimes when I make a fist.
How often are you making a fist?
You know, just when you're stretching your hands out and stuff, you know.
I wake up making a fist.
And just when my wife doesn't listen. All right, 407.
Who's the fast talker, your dad or your mom?
No, none of them. My dad was not like that. My dad.
How'd this happen?
I did learn how to curse from my old man, and I'm damn good at it. I'm effing great at it. Anyway, 407-916-1041. What were your great? I would love to hear that from the listeners. That's fascinating, by the way. What great or bad attributes did you get from your parents? 407-916-1041. We'll take those calls next.
It's back. The 2023 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, May 16th through the 29th in Lock Haven Park. Got a button yet? Tickets and buttons available now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect slowdowns on I-4 eastbound this afternoon between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Westbound delays reported on the interstate between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Traffic very heavy on the turnpike this afternoon as you travel southbound due to a crash that blocks the right lane between Mineola and the Oakland Exchange exit. Looking at accident activity on Hiawassee that's blocking the roadway just south of Maitland. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Weber Seasonings. The unofficial start to summer and grilling season is here. Weber Seasonings wants you to be ready. Steak lover? Try Chicago steak. Prefer chicken? Try Kickin' Chicken. Want veggies and fish? Try honey garlic rub. Whatever you're grilling, Weber Seasonings has your match. Find it in the spice aisle or on Amazon.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
Hi, my name's Charles. On my way to work, I was struck by a tractor trailer. I called attorney Glenn Klausman for help. He got me to really good doctors. I don't think it's right to be bragging on a billboard or TV about getting millions of dollars for getting hurt. However, I will say Glenn Klausman got me a great settlement quicker than I thought possible. I'm very happy with the results, and that's why I'm doing this. Call Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. His website is klausmanlaw.com. Car crash, call Klausman.
Office, Winter Park.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. GimmeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
So, what could you do with 8 hours? With that much time, probably a lot, right? Or nothing at all sounds pretty good too. With an 8-hour battery life, a vape device from Blue gives you the freedom to unplug. So relax, disconnect, or just let yourself focus on getting your own stuff done with a full 8 hours of unlit you time. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fonum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022, Fonum US LLC.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For
for well-qualified buyers. 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 5/31/23.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years. Oh, man. Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve. Oh, yeah. Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth. iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
You can reduce wildfire impact and spread by preparing your home and yard today. Get a wildfire prevention checklist at BeWildfireReadyFL.com. Cleaning your gutters, trimming back foliage, and creating defensible space can create a buffer to limit the spread of wildfire. Visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn more about preventing and preparing for wildfire in your community, yard, and home. Build an emergency supply kit with BeWildfireReadyFL.com. Are you wildfire ready?
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. It's time for more Jim Colbert Show.
The best qualifications from my parents, my mom, from my mom's side, the hair. My grandparents died very old with a full set of hair. From my father's side, unfortunately, I got the eyes. At the age of 7, I was already wearing glasses.
Oh, wow.
So, here we go.
We got a lot of responses on the texting service. I mean, we get some calls. 407-916-1041. Guy says, I got my mother's beautiful long legs, but my father's flat chest. Thank God for breast augmentation.
Yeah.
She checks in. One says, I got mom's love and optimism's dad addiction and disappointment.
Ugh. So now you're optimist about hard drugs.
Yeah.
That's a tough fight.
Guy says, for both my folks, I'm a good person, but I'm ugly.
Oh.
Let's look at self-realization. Nothing wrong with that.
I would think that.
So why does that upset you so much?
Well, because ugly, like beauty, I think, is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I agree with
I think there's something beautiful about just about everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of stinkers, though. So
There are.
Some people are just straight up homely, outside,
Happens.
inside.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Speaking of parents, it's so funny. Until we get some calls on this, if we do. I had this to talk about a couple weeks ago because this is already dead news, but we never get a chance to cover it. And I grew up with this, so I wanted to, I know you had one, and I think you did as well. I don't know if you never had a step parent, right?
No.
You never had a step parent.
Never
You know,
did.
of course, this comes from that Marjorie Taylor Greene on the, I think, on the House floor was questioning someone, and she said that she asked the person being questioned if she was a parent. She said, no, I'm a step parent. And then, of course, she said, oh, you're not a real mom or dad. Ooh. And, of course, that hit and she says stupid stuff all the time because she is a stone cold moron.
She also said that if you adopt, you're not a real parent.
Right,
That, you have to, If you didn't birth the baby, you're not their parent.
Right, of course. And of course, everybody takes what she says with a grain of all the salt because she is so idiotic. But with that said, it's an interesting thing there. I mean, you did not have a step-parent because your mother never remarried.
No, I really wanted one, though. I wanted my mom to go on romantic dates.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You wanted the stepdad experience?
I was like 8 or 9. I was like, come on, Mom. Let's go. Let's come on, online date, plenty of fish or something.
Yeah, I was a stepdad for a short period of time, and then I adopted my my wife's children, now my children as well.
Dope.
And to be honest with you, for me, it never really was. And of course, she was a step parent to my daughters as well. Now our daughters. It's hard. Being a step parent can be very difficult. It can be because blending families it can be very because I raised my daughters differently than Tori raised her kids. So when you blend those families together, those two worlds clash a little bit, and it could be difficult to say the very least.
And I would think in the beginning you are trying your best that you have to at the very least be liked. I'll go to the play. Whatever you want, chocolate cake, whatever it is.
That's what you have to avoid.
You have to avoid that because what a
do.
balancing act of I need this kid to like me because I love his mom.
Right.
This has to go well, and if it doesn't, it could be detrimental to.
I bet a number
that relationship.
Buddy, listen, I know. Let me think here. I know a few marriages that obviously did not make it because of the step parent situation. The kids were unruly. They would not accept the other person as a parental figure at all. Constantly battling, that certainly has happened.
And looking back on it, because after my mom and dad got divorced, and when my dad passed, my mom was sending me out on essentially weird dates with guys that she should have been going on dates with.
In other words, she would find somebody and then send you to go play golf with them into the movies?
Yeah, and just my son needs a father figure, please just hang out with them. And now looking back on it, I'm like, dude, there's some straight up studs that I was kicking with. You should have pressed the gas on Ron.
Yeah.
Ron was cool.
Yeah, Ron was cool, huh?
Yeah.
And you had a stepdad, Jack, right?
I did, and I am.
That's right. That's right.
That's so sick.
Yeah, but your stepdaughter is like 30 something now, right?
Yeah.
Right at 30?
No, older.
Oh, okay, good.
I think going to be 35.
Oh, very good.
4. Yeah.
Now, how old was she when you guys got together?
8 when we got together, 9 when we got married.
I gotcha.
So in the beginning, were you just like, whatever shoes you want?
How was it for you? I've never really talked to you about this.
It was interesting. She was a great kid, quiet, but her dad was around, but her dad is a good guy. Between the three of the adults in the picture, we were all poor. So it was just, we were getting by and trying to make the best decisions we could.
Was it hard to step in and offer any parental guidance when the dad was so much in the picture? And I know he's still in the picture, right? I mean, they still have a very good relationship?
He is. They do. Not really. No. It was weekends there and, weekdays and he thanked me for what I was able to, provide, which was, a house and some stability and things that, they didn't have, prior to that.
Yeah.
So, we always had a pretty good relationship.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, actually.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
that does not happen all the time.
I know that.
For sure. And Deb, I know you had a stepdad, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually closer to my stepdad than my real father.
Right, yeah.
The hardest part with us, though, was my stepsisters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the friendliest.
Yeah, didn't get along with them?
Weren't real warm, not real welcoming, not real...
It's weird. I wonder if that's a girl thing, because when Tori and I got together, and I mean, there was some animosity there between the girls. Of course, Colby, my son, he's in his own world. He didn't really, it didn't really factor him. But the girl thing was such a different thing.
Well, they were that way to my brother as well.
Were they really?
Yeah. They just didn't like the new kids.
Do you not like them still? Or do you still get along with them? Or don't see them?
I have no contact
with
them.
really?
Yeah, no.
When's the last time you talked to any of them?
Was probably before my dad died, so this has got to be 2008, maybe 2009.
So 15 so years ago?
Yeah, there's no relationship
Nothing really
there.
to say? Was it a positive experience for you with your stepdad? Did you guys have a good relationship?
Oh, we had a great relationship.
Were you stoked when your mom brought him home? Because that's what I always wanted.
Yeah, but see, my mom was one that she never, it had to have reached a point. See, we were never going to get to see the romantic dates because my mom never brought someone home unless it was going to be a serious relationship.
Yeah.
And Jimmy has talked about this before. She was very, very careful about whom she introduced her children to.
Yeah, that's the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life.
So when we met, who became my dad, I have to say it wasn't real long when we met him before I said, hey, can I call you Dad?
Oh, wow, really?
But yeah, that by then they had already been dating for quite a long time. So by the time we met them, it was already a pretty established relationship.
Well, and then for me, the biological father just wasn't savory and wasn't really in their life. He had his own problems and stuff. So when I slid in there and provided some stability, and I'm a fun person to be around. I played with the kids all the time with all their stuff, did all the recitals, never missed anything that I could definitely not make it to that wasn't work related. And even then, I would cancel as many work events as I could to make it there as much as possible. They just cleaved to me pretty quickly, and we still get along great. My daughter is just a wonderful person. She's actually going to Serbia for about 40 days here soon. She's pretty fired up. We're talking about it this morning, so
that'd be a good time.
It is so what is the word I'm looking for?
Rewarding.
Fulfilling?
Yeah, rewarding and fulfilling when you when you nurture a good relationship. Wasn't always easy, and even now you have those situations that pop up where you're like, okay, well that kind of sticks its head back into the equation occasionally, but for the most part it's perfect.
And it was interesting because when my mom and my stepdad got divorced and then he remarried, we don't have a lot of contact with them, and that actually hit harder.
Wow, that sucks. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow, I did not know that.
That's actually hit a lot harder.
Wow.
See,
I didn't hit a lot harder because that was the man that walked me down the aisle.
I didn't want a stepdad for me. I wanted a stepdad for my mom.
Yeah, because you're pretty much a loner at that point. I mean, weren't you a little bit like you just kind of almost raised yourself from like 14 or 15 years old?
Yeah, I was
just like he's still here, man.
It was a bunch
He's feral.
It was a bunch of friends' parents.
Right, exactly.
It was just a hodgepodge of a neighborhood.
You are the village child.
Yeah, I definitely was. Absolutely. And I always wanted a stepdad for my mom because, like, I saw my mom just like, having a really hard time. Single mom and it, always working.
Yeah.
Go-Gurt got me excited, and sometimes we weren't able to get it.
But your mom doesn't ever strike me as someone who's lonely. She seems pretty fulfilled with her life right now. Do you think she needed somebody?
I don't know. I don't think anybody really needs somebody. If you need somebody, you might want to, look at yourself in the mirror and ask some serious questions. What desired or want, I think she had that.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever needed a man, because who needs a man? Am I right, Deb?
Yeah, no, literally. Because I mean, your mom
we
already
suck.
Your mom already had 2 boys to raise. The last thing she wanted was to bring a third man into that house without knowing whether or not it was going to be good for her boys. She had enough on her plate.
Yeah, well, who needs a man? You don't need that. You need arguments and underwear stains.
I mean, I'm sure she wanted the companionship. I'm sure she wanted that, but where she was at in raising her sons, she didn't have time for that and work her 2-3 jobs and come home and cook and clean and then do all of that.
And
it takes work.
I bet some of the biggest horror stories in families are like step parent related, step brother, step sister related, because you're blending, especially if you get into the relationship later. Like if you enter in a relationship with somebody and you're taking kids on that are like 12, 13, 14 years old, their personalities are almost always kind of already set in stone. Unlike when they're maybe 3 or 4 years old and you can still have a massive impact from that point on. Man, I couldn't imagine, being out there and dating somebody and they have like a 15 or 16-year-old right now. I just don't know how well that would go.
Yeah. Hey, bud, my name's Jim.
Shut up, I'm playing video games. First punch to the neck. Honey, I don't think this is going to work out.
Kid's wearing a hoodie with bangs over one eye.
Yeah, dude, that's it.
I put my fingers into my eyes.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
As if cool pics and stories weren't enough, we also have prizes. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Slowdowns reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you take the Interstate East and westbound between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway and between US 27 and the 429. Looking at a crash blocking the right lane westbound on Aloma Avenue this afternoon near Howell Branch Road. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. A Wawa smoothie is a deliciously smooth way to start the end of your day. Enjoy a delicious Wawa fruit or cream smoothie with Wawa smoothies. Transitions in your day couldn't be smoother. Gotta have a Wawa.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They're not the banks. They have one focus. That's mortgages. Either getting you the money for your next home or maybe helping you refinance a home where you live. The website is WeAreNotTheBanks.com for all your mortgage needs. Check it out. They work with all types of buyers. Good credit, bad credit, VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans, no income documentation loans. They've seen it all. They've done it all. That's Brad at WeAreNotTheBanks.com for all your mortgage needs. MLS ID number 66247, Equal Housing Opportunity.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique, so Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
At International Diamond Center, their diamonds don't just sparkle, they come to life.
The diamond doesn't smile at you, don't buy it. The diamond's got to talk to you.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says the reason his diamonds have this magical quality is because every diamond at IDC has passed through the highest possible quality control standards and chosen for maximum beauty.
You're seeing the brilliance and the scintillation. There's no obstruction in that diamond. There's no internal graining. There's no clouds. An IDC diamond is better because, pure and simple, we put the time, the effort of selecting only the best. Every diamond's going to be handpicked by us. We're looking for nothing but the top percent.
So there's never any cutting corners, no compromising, no settling for an okay diamond.
Let's be critical. Let's pick the best and deliver the best we can. We do all the hard work in the beginning.
Is that diamond you're about to buy just okay, or does it speak to you? Come to IDC and listen before you buy.
Anybody that sees it on her hand, they're going to be on, where'd you get that diamond?
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be joining Steve Covino and Rich Davis from Fox Sports Radio's Covino and Rich for the virtual bachelor party of a lifetime.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here. Yo. And so is Ross.
Yeah.
All right. We were talking about being a step parent. Actually, that's our question of the day. If you want to kick it over to any of our social media platforms, whether it be the Jim members page, the YouTube chat room, and or Twitter, it's all at Jim Colbert Show on Twitter. And, of course, you can find the others on Facebook. The question is basically, did you have a step parent? Was it a good or bad situation?
Still can't walk into a Home Depot or a Lowe's and smell freshly cut wood without thinking about my dad.
Oh, really?
He taught me how to hammer a nail without making rose petals.
Yeah. My dad was that kind of guy, too. My dad taught me this for sure. Don't ever think you can't do something, because if somebody can do it, there's no reason you can't do it.
Right.
And that's what, and he would just take on these big projects and just crush it. And I was always so impressed that one man could build a wraparound porch or something like that. And he knew how to do it, and he knew how to get it level, and the engineering was always right. It was just cool to see that. My dad knew stuff like that.
My dad
would drive that big equipment like on the sites, when he was there. That would be so impressive.
And if you went to the garage and removed a tool, you better put it back where the Sharpie outline was.
That's right, exactly where it was. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Lloyd, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good. How are you there?
Good, brother.
Well, my experience, first of all, I'm a child of a step parent, but my step parent, in the beginning, it was rough. But in the end, we're still, cordial, and we talk to one another to this day. My father died like in 1980. My stepmom, remarried, came to my wedding back in 1990. We're still close. My kids still spend vacations with her in New York City sometimes. So we've had it's been great. I know there's a lot of horror stories, but, mine was totally different. And, it was just them understanding, who you are, and things happen as young kids. But
yeah, that's a blessing, buddy. I got to tell you, thanks for your call, man, because a lot of people do not have that experience. A lot of people just hear a bunch of negative, and the thing is, there's so many moving parts in those kind of families, because as a step parent, like Jack was saying, you only get to see the child a certain period of time if you're the if you're the stepdad, and how would that work? Yeah, if you're the stepdad and you remarry, you only get your kids a few times, and if they have kids, that's what makes it weird as well. Because like with us, I married a woman who had 2 kids, so I was always around those kids because they live with us. My kids, had mom, so they were coming back and forth.
Oh,
right. So that makes it weird, right?
It does. And then discipline. I mean, discipline is really hard when you're the new step parent, because man, that can be a very difficult line.
Again, based on how you raise kids. And that was the thing with my wife. My wife was more of a disciplinarian than we were. So when she came to, when we blended the family, it was difficult because my daughters weren't really disciplined like that. And it was just difficult. It really was. It was a tough time sometimes. 407-916-1041. Hey, Rose, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Glad to hear that.
God, how do I start? My mom married my stepdad when I was 8 years old, back a long, long time ago.
Nice.
And he was the evilest man in the world.
Wow.
He tried to kill me. He pushed me down the stairs. My mom has 4 kids, and God bless her. She's 93 years old now.
God bless her.
And he wanted me to die, and I heard him tell someone one time, I think I was around 12, maybe 13. I had bursted appendix, and he says, I hope she dies.
Oh, my God almighty.
Yep, one less mouth to feed.
Wow.
And he pushed me down the stairs. He pulled my hair. He threw me around all the time. And I couldn't wait for the man to die because I swear I was going to kill him.
Wow. Did he wind up? What ended up happening?
He had a heart attack.
Oh.
All right. Hell yeah.
What, Rose, how old were you when that happened?
He was, oh my gosh, I was 17.
Well, that had to have ruined your relationship with your mother, too, because I'm sure you're telling her this stuff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that sucks.
She didn't believe me.
Yeah, of course.
Didn't believe me. Back then, you didn't have cell phones. You didn't have recorders. So I told my granny, and my grandma said, I'm going to report him. And my mom says, no. And he had gotten his arm. He had one arm, and he had gotten his arm cut off in a conveyor belt accident in the coal mines. That's where he worked. And,
that's a tough job.
That's a plot twist.
Yeah, that's karma.
Yeah.
And he wore like a artificial arm, and he would hit me with that. Oh my God, it was horrible.
Good
it was
Lord.
Horrible. I couldn't wait for the man to die.
Okay, thanks, Rose.
You were beaten by a prosthetic limb?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That's assault with a weapon.
I hope he's burning in hell.
Oh, okay, thank you, Rose. I appreciate that.
Wow, such a sweet voice.
Little hate there.
It was earned.
I hope he's burning in hell.
Yeah.
She said it so bad. She didn't
By
say it.
the way.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I hope he's burning in hell.
Yeah, I know I sound like Betty White,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
here's
what
a twist.
I've never heard so much hate from some voice that could
Sounds
really
like-
make a good dozen of cookies.
Yeah. Never been abused like that though, man. That's how could you imagine? Coal miners, man, that's a mad profession. You come into that hole after 10 hours, you are not happy. Looking for somebody to take it out on.
Yeah, dude lost his arm.
Yeah. 407-916-1041. Hey, party mom, how you doing? You're early.
I'm just telling you about my experience with steps.
Okay, go ahead.
So obviously you guys met my father.
Yes.
Okay. So his wife did not like me because my dad loved me to death. We did stuff together, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. There was just a thing there. And the night that he was passing away, we all went up there, you know, my family and stuff like that. And so anyways, the next morning I wake up to a photo of my father, passed away, sent to me personally, not my brother, not my sister, but me, of my father.
Like
from her.
Like passed away in the bed, a picture of him passed?
Yes.
But
Why would she do that?
Okay, that's the $1 million question. I know she would not let me back in the house to like sit in his office and like mourn him, and you know, we didn't have all the violence that the other caller had, but it was just really hard.
But you know what?
And you guys,
I got to say, I mean,
Yes,
I sometimes you take the violence over that. I mean, that is awful. Not having that closure.
Yeah.
And especially if you were so close. That's terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
That was
And
her
I had
way.
made friends with like all of the because he lived in a retirement community,
Right.
and I used to go up to the pool all the time, and I had made friends like with a whole bunch of residents, and including Joey Fatone's parents. I used to swim with them every weekend, and she cut me off. She cut off my path.
Wow, man, that sucks.
Talk about a personal vendetta.
Wow. Now, is anything any better? That was a few months ago, right?
No, sir. That was a year and a half ago.
Was it a year and a half?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember when you put it on Facebook. It doesn't seem that long ago, though.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years this August.
Wow. Well, sorry to hear that,
But
party
thanks,
mom.
guys.
You
No,
got it,
no,
of course.
no. Just share my experience.
Thank you.
guys.
Appreciate that very much. 407-916-1041.
Yeah, it's tough when you lose somebody, and it's even like when it's weird. People handle it and process it differently. My wife's childhood friend passed away this past week, and she's telling me about the family. They're all kind of doing their own thing. on how they grieve, and it's weird how that can really clash because
oh man, when my grandmother passed, the entire family flew apart.
Yeah,
it's like she was the nucleus, and as soon as that died, everything just kind of went away. There was no gravity to pull the family together. Everybody was just kind of just sectioned at that point.
Again, and once again, for my mom, who was so strong-willed, she had it all written out what she wanted, and it was like no one was going to deviate from that plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Oh, hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. I can't believe I'm talking to you. I'm so excited.
That's okay. I am too.
I love you guys. I just wanted to tell you I have a great step-parent story. It's not my step-parent, but my sister lives with her husband and his 2 boys and their mom, which is her husband's ex-wife.
Wow.
I know. It sounds very weird.
No, it is weird.
And it kind of is, I suppose.
Yeah.
But they've been living in together like this for about 5 years. They live in a nice big house, and she's got the whole upstairs area to herself. And they all get along great. The 2 parents parent the boys, and then they got my sister as their bonus mom, they say, and actually works out pretty daggone well.
Well, that's awesome.
I don't know if I could do it, but yeah, it works out pretty well.
Well, good.
We could tease her and call her the sister wife.
I was going to say, yeah.
Man, that's a little...
What night does he visit your room?
Lock the door.
Right.
Raise
It's
the
not
red
really
lantern.
like that, but we got to make fun of them.
All right.
So,
Well, thanks,
anyway,
thanks,
I
Steph.
just thought I'd
Appreciate
share
it.
that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
407-916-1041. Loaded up now. Let's talk to Donna. She has a happy story. Donna, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I just wanted to say I had a fabulous stepfather, and him and my mother were married for 35 years. And anyways, he was like my role model, and that's about it.
Well, that's a positive thing because, a lot of times that doesn't happen. I have to tell you something. It's interesting. My wife had a step-grandfather. Now, she's had a number of them because her grandmother had been married a few times, but she talks about that. I think it's the second or third was a guy named Mac, and I'm telling you, she talks about him like he was her own father. I'm serious. It really is amazing. And to be honest with you, her dad now adopted her. It was her stepdad, and he's one of the greatest people you could ever meet.
Oh, he's a teddy bear of a man.
So people get lucky sometimes and just stumble into great situations, and of course we hear like the others. But thanks for your call, Don. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, John actually is. Tori considers John her dad. She never called. There's never a stepdad.
That's how I felt about my dad. I mean, I called him my dad and my father my father.
Right.
Because anybody can be a father.
Right.
Dad is a special moniker.
And the biological guy is around, I believe, but never no contact or anything like that. John's been dad. That's just always dad. I don't even. To be honest with you, I just remembered that he was at one point a stepdad, really not a dad. But can I tell you, she wasn't adopted by him when we got married. And I never would have even known it. As a matter of fact, I think when I found out, I was a little shocked because they never really talked about it because it was so integrated and so natural. It was never even a topic, All right, 407-916-1041. Samantha, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good. How are you? Thank you.
Good, Sam.
What's going on?
So I have a cluster of steps. I got step kids. I've had 2 stepmoms. And I've had a stepfather. And my stepfather, greatest man, did anything and everything he possibly could for us. Granted, him and my mother are no longer married, but to this day, 20 years later, he's still there for me and my kids. And, we have family outings. We go to lunch with the man. We still have a very great relationship. My father's choices, the first stepmom that I had, he calls her the spawn of Satan.
Oh, okay.
That's horrible. Yeah, it was bad. She was a very horrible woman.
The name says it all.
So this woman, she is 10.5 years older than me, so there was kind of a little conflict right there. They got married when I was 12. She was 21.
Oh, man.
And,
oh, God.
Yeah, it was bad. But, she played the greatest little Susie Homemaker, little Betty Crocker when my father was around, but my dad traveled a lot for work, and it was then that The Wicked Witch of the West came out. I mean, the woman, she pulled me out when my youngest sister was born, pulled me out of school. I was in 6th grade to be the housemaid and the nanny. So I missed an entire year of school to take care of my baby sister.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. And then the new wife that he is with, she doesn't quite understand the relationship that my father has with his daughters, which is very close, very happy, laughing, cutting jokes, having a good time. She's not like that with her family.
Yeah.
I tried telling her, it's like, and I have nothing bad to say about people who go to church all the time, have family that's church related. But I was like, listen, you married into the family of fart jokes and toilet humor. You're not going to change those.
That's a weird mix when you're sitting around Thanksgiving dinner and you're ripping on each other about
ripping.
Yeah, I mean ripping. Hey, thanks,
Remember
Sam.
that time?
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. Got to roll 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's get to Tyler. Tyler, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, buddy. No, I just wanted to say my stepdad, I was probably 6 or 7 when he came in. My mom had 3 kids, and I'll tell you, there wasn't one thing we didn't get to do as kids. He was there for every graduation, every ceremony, every football game. My brother played baseball, the soccer games, and he had another daughter with my mom, a little sister, and he was there for all that, college, everything. And he's the greatest man I ever met in my life.
That's awesome.
Tyler, I'm curious. 2-parter question here. How old are you?
28.
And at the age of 18, were you able to appreciate what that individual has done for you and your brothers compared to how you look at him now at 28? Has it only gotten more and more impactful?
When I moved out, I think I was 19 or 20, and he got me my first job actually at the dealership working. He was a technician at the Cadillac dealership in Orlando. He got me my first job there. We butted heads there because, sometimes working together.
I did that. Yeah, it's tough.
Plus, I drank all the time and stuff. I'd come in hungover all the time. So I don't blame him for yelling at me. But today, I love him more than anything. He did everything he ever could for us, still does.
That's so great, dude.
Car and,
what's his name?
Morris.
There you go. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate that. Shouting it out to Morris. There you go.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's a good man.
It seems like you either hit the lottery or you don't. I mean, we haven't had any middle road. I mean, I would think that if you're, if you're a child and one of your parents is sideways, namely dad maybe, and mom divorces and you get married. I mean, you're just sitting there going home. It's like a draft pick. You're like, oh man, come on, athletic dad that likes to do cool stuff. Or cool dad, not mad factory dad.
Yeah, one arm coal miner.
Yeah, but I think if you kind of have the one that is right down the middle, you're not motivated to call because you feel you don't really have a story to tell.
I will tell you something interesting, and I'll kind of end it with this. I know we have a call from Prince, but I'll do this. I had a stepdad when my mom got divorced from my dad. She remarried a guy. when he was an okay guy. I can't say anything bad about him. I just just passed recently, or I think last year or something. But when I realized that when I graduated and moved away, my mom, that's when the schizophrenia thing started sitting in, and, she actually wanted to leave him. They'd been together 17, 18 years. He called me and said, hey, is there anything you can say to your mom I said, well, I can't do that. I mean, this is not my business. She's a woman who knows what she wants, and, that's the thing. I mean, you have to make your own pitch.
Ooh, you're desperate when you're hitting up the girl's kid to be like, hey, just win her over.
Seriously.
And, and they got married when I was probably 10 or 11 or something like that. And because I didn't consider him a real driving factor in my life, he was really there for my mom. When they got divorced, I never spoke to him again. Never.
Whoa.
Not one syllable did I ever say to that guy ever again. I never saw him again. Because that wasn't his thing for me. He was for my mom. I never looked at him as a dad or father figure. He was just a guy in the house keeping my mom happy, and I gave him respect and everything. He was always kind of cool to me, but I didn't have a connection with him like that. Yeah. So when they got divorced, I was just like, okay, good. I mean, it didn't bother me at all because I never had a really connection to him, and I kind of felt bad about it. You know, because I mean, it seems kind of cold and callous, but again, I just never, he wasn't really like that for me, you know?
Well, if you want to feel bad about something else, you gave shout outs to Morris, and there is no Morris because the guy who was on the phone just texted. He said his stepdad's name is Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence.
Not
My apologies.
Morris.
Well, anyway.
Oh, well, shout out to Morris and Lawrence.
How about
my stepdad was Lawrence?
Was it
Larry.
really?
Was
Very good.
Larry.
Hey, Lawrence.
All right, we're quickly here for Prince of Allen. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, Jimmy. Jimmy, I have one of the best stepdads. Between my brother and I, we are about a year older. I'm a year older. My mom turned into the stepmother. She was mean to all of us. There were 6 of us. And she only looked after the youngest one because that was the golden spoon. And she was mean to every one of her kids up to today, Jimmy. I'm in the States because of my stepdad.
Oh, wow.
My mom is here, and I'm an electrician because of my stepdad.
Wow. Very cool, man. Thanks for your call. I appreciate that. Somebody just said I'm a stepmom, love my stepson. Probably one of the reasons I stayed with his deadbeat dad for so long. She loves her
Yeah,
stepson.
that's the other aspect, too.
She tolerates the deadbeat she married, but she got a stepson on it she absolutely loves. She's like, well, I'll deal with this deadbeat. So I don't
want to leave him because I want to stay with the
I
kid.
got one friend who did that, but over a dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just stayed with her for the dog, man. That dog's awesome.
That's crazy.
I was like, dude, that is a short lifespan.
All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. We'll do trivia next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Has LeBron played his last game after being swept by the Nuggets? This would be a clean break for the King. He's now the all-time leading scorer. He took down Steph and the mighty Warriors. He exceeded expectations this year. And with fellow stars Giannis, Jokic, Steph still going strong, and rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama on the way, the league is in a good spot without him. I'm Colin Cowherd.
This family takes turns turning heads. Brains, beauty, and athleticism. All they need now is for you to drive them off the lot. The Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs. A family of unrivaled vehicles waiting at your local dealer.
Yeah, ready? Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Love these guys. Been endorsing them quite a while. And I have to tell you, when I started endorsing Dr. Filatowski, he was the game in Orlando. I mean, there was like nobody else here. The reason why is because he was the best out there. Your eyes are the window to your world. Treat them right. Make sure you have great vision for your entire life. And that's why I would never consider a discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. When my son and my father-in-law came to me and they said, do you have any answers? Does this guy Filatowski really know what he's doing? I didn't even pause 1 second to make an appointment for those guys because they are the trusted leaders in vision correction surgery. I trusted them implicitly, and they did an incredible job giving them both a second look at life they will never, ever forget. One of the reasons they can do that, over 65,000 surgeries right here in Central Florida. They have the experience you want and need, not to mention the state-of-the-art LASIK technology that you want and need as well. That gets you those fast recovery times. Most people back to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you were meant to with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just simply text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that consultation today. Find out what they can do for you. No reason not to. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, schedule that appointment at the Filatowski Eye Institute by simply texting 1041 to the number 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart and only choice for LASIK vision correction.
If it's a day that ends in Y, you're probably stuck in Florida traffic. So turn that AC up one more notch, aim the vents toward your face, and think of a better place, like the cool, colorful produce section in your favorite grocery store. Why? Because that's where all the cool, colorful, fresh from Florida produce is. Produce just tastes better when it's grown closer to home. And when you buy fresh from Florida, you're supporting local farmers and jobs in our communities. So after you're done being stopped in traffic, pick up some fresh from Florida on your way home.
Welcome to IKEA. Enjoying the spring weather?
Yeah, maybe too much. I got really excited and invited my entire office over for a barbecue.
Oh, well, our Get Ready for Summer sale has offers going on now through $529 on outdoor essentials, summer dining, indoor furniture, and more. You'll be barbecue ready without breaking the bank.
I think you just earned yourself an invite.
Nice. Visit IKEA-USA.com/getreadyforsummer to do summer your way. Offer valid now through 5/29. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Will, who's currently serving as a major in the Army. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi, I'm wishing my pops, retired Colonel Stephen Sheehan of the United States Marine Corps, a happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/earth. iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. October is Energy Awareness Month, and a good time to assess your home to make sure you're ready for the season's cooler temperatures. Keep your window shades open on sun-facing windows during the day to get free solar heat, and close them after dark to add a little extra insulation. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/earth.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Feeling good on this Tuesday, guys. Hadn't been feeling real good this weekend. Yesterday, COVID had me good. Oh, sorry. Apologies. Not really. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is right there.
Hi.
Ross has the sauce jar.
I do. All aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Oh, man, I have a beautiful pair of tickets to go ahead and see America's greatest band, the Leonard Skinner.
Oh, man.
That is going down July 22nd down in Tampa at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. That's right, a pair of tickets to see Leonard Skinner themselves. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have fully trained expert moving crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Hey, speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that will get you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. By the way, don't forget, Ray Turnley's coming in at 6:15, and we're talking about the grooming situation. So if you've been wondering who it is, you're out there, you can tune in at 6:15. We'll tell you all about the situation that I experienced in February. And yeah, it's been going on that long. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
Let's welcome Chris.
Chris, right there on line 3. Chris, how are you, friend?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing great, buddy. You want to play a little game with us?
Love to.
Let's do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, Chris, real easy game here, buddy. I've got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. It's a lie. If you can sniff that one out, I'll send you over to Ross to some tickets to see the Fringe or Leonard Skinner. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. On this day in 1970, the band The Grateful Dead played their first concert outside the U.S. as part of the Hollywood Rock Music Festival in Lyme, England. Here are 3 fun facts about the Grateful Dead and 1 trippy lie. Number 1, when the band formed in 1965, they had a horn section and 2 drummers. Number 2, the original name of the band was The Warlocks. Number 3, they were marketing geniuses. They were the first band to have a mailing list, a hotline, and logo placement. Or lastly, they funded the Lithuanian national basketball team's trip to the 1992 Olympics. Which one of those is untrue?
Go with number 3.
Number 3 is absolutely true. They were marketing geniuses. Not only were they the first band to have fans sign cards that gave their address so they could mail them like fan stuff, they had a hotline that you could call to find out where they were going to play, what the show times were, and you could actually buy tickets and have them sent to you. And they had logo placement on stuff, and that was the first time anybody had ever done that.
Plus, they also embraced the bootleg.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They would
had
have
concerts.
microphones up on stage recording the concerts, and they had no problem with their fans.
They even had a name for it. They called them tapers.
Yeah.
They would have concerts called tapers where they encourage you to bring your tape deck and tape the show and do whatever you wanted with it.
Trade it and whatever.
Who's next, buddy?
Let's welcome Ellie.
Ellie, right up top. Ellie, how you doing?
Good. I was like, thank you.
All right, we're talking about the Grateful Dead here. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, when the band formed in 1965, they had a horn section and 2 drummers. Number 2, the original name of the band was The Warlocks. Or lastly, they funded the Lithuanian national basketball team's trip to the 1992 Olympics.
2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. The original band name was The Warlocks.
Oh,
there was
wow.
actually another band that they were part of when they disbanded and came together, said Warlocks. There was another band already doing that, so they had to pick another name. Ross, next.
Let's welcome Joe.
Joe right there on 2. Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Got a 50-50 shot here at winning these tickets. We're talking about the Grateful Dead. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, when the band formed in 1965, they had a horn section and 2 drummers. Or lastly, they funded the Lithuanian national basketball team's trip to the 1992 Olympics.
Wow, that's kind of tough right there. I'm going to have to go with, and I'm probably going to lose because I do every time, I'm going to go with number 1.
You can't say that anymore.
Oh!
Because you won this time, buddy. You're a
going
winner.
scared.
All right, buddy. Have a good time, man. Tell us all about the show when you go. There you go. He's a winner. The band did form in 65, but they did not have a horn section or 2 drummers. But it is true. The band funded the Lithuanian national basketball team's trip to the 1992 Olympics. Do me a favor, Ross.
Yeah.
Look up the 1992 Lithuanian basketball team and tell me what they're wearing. They won bronze that year. What are they wearing on the podium?
It's got to be tie-dye.
I'm looking it up. Throw another fact.
Yeah, it's tie-dye T-shirts from Grateful Dead.
Oh, my God.
It is. The reason why is one of the members of that team were gigantic Grateful Dead fans, and they kind of got to know him. And when they found out that he was doing that, they didn't have any money to send him to the Olympics because it's expensive. We've actually heard that before.
Yeah.
Countries not being able to afford to send their team over. They funded the entire trip, and when they won bronze, to pay homage to them, they wore tie-dye T-shirts on the podium.
And tie-dye shorts.
Very cool, dude.
That's a deadhead.
That's like one of the coolest rock stories I've ever heard in my life, by the way. I had no idea until this morning. A couple other things you may not know about the Grateful Dead before we move on. Their name was chosen randomly from a dictionary. They were sitting in a room, and a guy just throws a dictionary open, and Grateful Dead is a term for something about the soul being happy or something like that, so they just called it that. They helped make a food product a national phenomenon. What do you think it was?
Donuts.
No. This was considered only hippie food at one point, and when they started talking about it and endorsing it, close. What do you put that on?
Yogurt.
Yogurt's the answer. Nobody really ate yogurt until the Grateful Dead started talking about this yogurt company because they found out that the yogurt company was going to go out of business. The company went to the Grateful Dead and said, would you throw us a charity concert and help us out? The company's still in business.
Wow.
And yogurt became popular at that point because the Grateful Dead kind of endorsed it and embraced it. And then people wanted to eat it. And of course, it became a national thing here in our country.
Well, apparently, just so you know, Grateful Dead, this is according to Britannica, in folk tales of many cultures, the spirit of a deceased person who bestows benefits on the one responsible for his burial.
Very cool, huh? And then let's see.
Oregon Creamery is the yogurt company they saved.
I think it used to be called Helen's Yogurt or something like that too, or whatever. And I think Helen's is still in business.
Nancy's Yogurt.
Nancy, there you go.
Yeah, Oregon Creamery. That doesn't.
Oregon,
buddy. Oregon, gotta be cool there.
I'm just saying, it's close enough. That's not gonna work.
They bought a jungle in Costa Rica to preserve it. So they bought a giant swath of land in Costa Rica and basically said, hands off, dogs. Can't have it. And then lastly here, they were one of the first bands to provide sign language interpretations of their songs while playing live. Like that happened in the 70.
Wow.
I mean, you think about that now. That just became popular, 10 years ago?
And sometimes the signers are better than the act.
Right, exactly, they are. Ross, thoughts?
I am curious. This is a positive Ross thoughts.
Really?
Yes. I think it's going to make you happy.
Me, personally?
Yeah.
All right, we'll find out.
And that's a tall ask.
All right, we'll do that next.
Wow.
It's back. OrlandoFringe.org, 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 OrlandoFringe.org. Did we mention OrlandoFringe.org?
Still seeing slowdowns on I-4 this evening as you travel east and westbound on the interstate through downtown and by the major Disney exits. Looking at major problems up in Seminole this afternoon where a serious accident has shut down all eastbound lanes on McCulloch Road between Alafaya Trail and Lockwood Boulevard. Still looking at some delays as you take the 408 through downtown east and westbound. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Man, you know what? When you have a AC system here in Central Florida, you better have a company that knows what they're doing. You better have a company that has that integrity that when they come to your house, you know for a fact they're not going to peek at your AC and go, oh, yeah, man, this is going to cost like $9,000, $900. You need a brand new unit. Man, they're not like that at all. The guys over at Mills Air, honest, they got that integrity that you want. Their techs are awesome people. The owner of the company is one of the greatest dudes ever. And that filters down all the way through the company. And when you hire a Mills Air tech and they come to your house, it's a completely different experience. It's like having a buddy that works on ACs that comes to your house to make sure you get the best deal possible. On top of that, they just happen to be Carrier factory authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Don't get left in the heat out here this summer. You can trust Mills Air and Carrier. Turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. Family owned and operated, ready to help you right now. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Just call Move. Just call Move. Just call Move. Just call Move. Injured on the go. Just call Move.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for a limited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid 1 time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, we like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Besides being married to my stepsister, I played in my stepfather's band, and my mom, and it was at the Beardall Center. He hired me as the bass player. Nice, long, and I'm sorry, Ross, that you didn't get that opportunity. I'm truly blessed, though.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird. It's funny.
Wish I had a stepdad.
Sometimes.
My mom.
Man, what a weird thing to say.
It's Ross.
Making out.
Spelled like sauce. It's Ross
Dream
Thoughts.
about walking in on him.
Yeah, Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing. But legit, dude, I never saw my mom make out with somebody. Like, that's kind of weird, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've
never seen it either.
No.
Maybe a little bit too much time on the hub, homie.
Yeah, a little bit. The healthcare hub.
Hey, not so handsy.
So I'm very curious about this. I just brought up Persimmon Hollow Brewing. That is one of the things that I am talking about for this segment. I am curious what brings you guys comfort. Now, that's such a broad word, right? Comfort. You could be talking about an old school television show or a movie that you saw in your formative years. My big comfort movie, which is really weird, but it's gone in 60 seconds.
Really?
Nick Cage.
Oh, and Angelina Jolie.
Stealing Eleanor.
Oh, yeah. Why is that your comfort movie? That's so bizarre.
I know, it's just random because it came out. Jack really kind of ruined life for me.
Thank you.
He just brought up
join the crowd.
Check that box.
He just brought up that, and it's a cold, hard fact, and it takes a lot of the magic, fun part of life out of the situation, which is we care so much about the stuff in our formative years. And we don't know that while it's happening. We just think that we're really into that. But no, that one album that you liked at 18 more than likely will be your favorite album of all time.
That is 1 billion times the truth.
And it's unfortunate, right? I find it unfortunate.
Yeah, I do not. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe because what you're saying is it locks you into that genre and it won't allow you to kind of expand.
Well, there's nothing that's gonna knock it off the pedestal. You are in such a different part of your life, and your brain is, I think, in its last stage of like kind of sponging out.
And you're applying feelings and associating things with that album that are greater than just the album itself that you won't have later in life.
Yeah.
So it's like it's an apples to oranges thing.
That's kind of funny, though. I have to tell you, it's weird. Maybe I'm not saying I'm an anomaly here, but that's happened to me 3 times. Like Back in Black was my very favorite album of all time.
Yes.
Then it was Appetite for Destruction was my favorite album of all time. And now it's Enema by Tool is my favorite album of all time.
Now, how old were you in all 3 of those records?
15 years old, Back in Black.
That checks out.
21 or 22.
Still checks out.
Appetite. And then 30... Probably 31 or 32 for Tool.
That's the one.
Probably talk to somebody.
That's the one that bucks the trend on that one. But usually, movies. That's why I'm very curious of what brings you guys comfort. And this can go into any aspect of life. I want all of our listeners to think about what brings them comfort right now. Whenever I see Nick Cage, average at best act and steal cars, I am smiling. It brings me so much joy.
Is it because he shouldn't be there?
I don't know. I just saw the movie.
Was something happening in your life during that time or something? Or?
Couldn't tell you. I was getting into cars. I liked cars. I still like cars. I don't know anything about them, but I can still look at a car and go, damn.
That's cool.
Oh, man, look at that tailpipe.
God almighty, man. What movie would that be for me? That's so weird.
Now, and it doesn't have to be just movies, but I'm curious about food. This might not be a thing, but what's the one YouTube video that brings you comfort? I have a case closed, slam shut example.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hit me because I've got to think.
Back up, Terry.
Oh,
Back up, Terry. Terry, what you doing? When that guy in the wheelchair lights off that firework and his battery to his wheel car thing does not move, that is perfect. It's perfect for me. It is my cup of tea, and whenever I'm down in the dumps,
you watch that?
I watch Terry fail backing it up.
That's really funny.
But do you have a go-to? What's
that movie from?
It's not a movie.
It's
Just a YouTube video.
It'd be like that. I'll tell you, for you, it'd be like this. Find something that makes you feel as good as the bear video I just showed you, where the bear hit himself in the nuts.
Oh.
Yeah, what was your first bear video?
The dodo. Anything on the dodo.
Yeah, the dodo is a channel that has just like cute animal videos and stuff.
People rescuing animals.
Yeah.
And
so it's animal stuff with you is an
animal
absolute
stuff.
Anything where something positive happens with an animal, Deb is a gooey mess.
Yeah. Well, I do news for a living, so
yeah, right,
it
exactly.
helps.
Well, what's your comfort food?
Soup.
And soup is your comfort
My
food.
mom's soup and a big glass of milk.
It's funny how
fuzzy socks and a Disney animated movie. I am good to go.
That's comfort.
That's comfort.
That's heaven.
That is.
Yeah, for me, man, I got to tell you, it's a little different. For me, it's Far Side of the Range with my earbuds in, listening to some music, and just wrecking a jumbo basket of golf balls. Just literally zone out completely. Like that's my thing. I love that.
And now, and what about comfort food?
Comfort food to me, maybe chili.
Chili
Like
is such a comfort
a
food. Yeah.
Good big bowl of chili with, just covered with cheese and crackers and sriracha. It's so freaking good.
I'm kind of embarrassed by this. But
it's that or Hot Pockets.
Yeah, my wife found this out not that long ago, and now she does it, and it surprises me, and I feel like I'm a 6-year-old. Do you guys have
Bounces
anything?
you on your knee?
Yeah, no, it's close to it. It feels like that. But do you guys still have something that makes you feel like a child? Like that's the comfort that I'm talking about. Okay.
I'm joking. Nobody heard that?
I did. I wasn't sure I heard what I heard.
Like, so example, I don't know if it was because my mom was low on time. I don't know if my mom didn't know how to cook. Maybe it was a money thing. I don't know. But I remember months, years of just eating buttered noodles.
Buttered noodles.
And now my wife will make me buttered noodles like I'm 6.
Oh, man.
And it just brings me so much joy. And it goes back to stupid Jack ruining my damn life. Because I think about, like, man, this makes me so happy. And then I think about Jack's, pessimist rule, his law of, like, you only like it because it happened when you were 7. I'm like, well, no, I thought I really liked it.
Listen, I don't even understand any of this comfort nonsense. If you're feeling bad, you just suck it up and put your head down and you work harder.
Right,
and that's how it works.
All right.
Is that what the...
Said like a true Republican.
Yeah. I was about to say, just pull yourself up from the bootstraps.
I knew it the whole time.
He's a closeted Republican.
My God. You forgot the AR and Bible.
But, so... Butter noodles is my comfort food. Chili is yours.
Yeah, I think if I had to say right now that if I was going to make one thing that would make me happy, I know I can make perfect every time, it would be a nice big pot of chili. Oh. Yummy. It doesn't even matter what time of year it is, by the way. You make the S in the dead of summer. Almost other word.
To make or eat?
To experience, to eat, yeah.
Well, for him, cooking is comfort, so.
It is. I mean, you have to understand, when I cook chili, like, it's a thing. I lay everything out. I take my time dicing all the vegetables. I put on a good record or whatever. That's what I love.
Mm-mm.
Another thing that brings me so much comfort, and another thing that I'm embarrassed. I should not be. People should not be embarrassed about the things that bring them comfort, right?
Somebody said a good one about kids, like climbing a tree. Reminds
Oh,
me.
yeah,
That's such a good one.
I love climbing trees.
Such a good one.
Yeah, did you start thinking about your first crush?
Yeah,
Brittany Cornhockle or whatever?
Easy, buddy.
I don't know. Just making up a name, and Cornhockle came out. But I'm curious. I'm curious, though, about Jack's comfort food here.
Okay.
Well, we know what it's going to be, buddy. Listen, take your pick. It's chicken fingers or waffles.
It could be PB&J.
Oh.
Thank you for reminding me of that one. Peanut butter and jelly on toast. You can leave the crust on. We can go pizza. If you want to get fancy. If you want to go fancy, you can go with my annual birthday meal.
Which is?
Of chicken legs, egg noodles, chicken gravy, and carrots.
That is your
Boom.
birthday meal.
Yeah, I love that. With
Now,
ice cream
did you
cake.
spend birthdays in prison?
Ice
Because
cream
that sounds like
cake.
prison food. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, that sounds like he's never left his inner child behind, Jack. I'm so proud of you.
Chicken legs are cheap. That's why.
Well, just know, according to the laws of Jack Bradshaw, you only like that because you experienced it at a informative, impactful age.
You know what? I accept that, and I'm still going to enjoy it.
But man, listen, if anybody in my family made what they call, God, this is going to throw you back. You're not even that. You ever heard of tomato gravy?
Tomato gravy?
No.
Yeah. So tomato gravy is where you make like milk gravy, which is the gravy that is sausage gravy.
Yeah.
But you don't put any of the sausage in there. When your milk gravy is gone, which is just flour, roux, and some milk, it turns into a gravy. You throw a can of tomatoes and some coffee in there. And then stir that up and then put it on biscuits. It'll change your world.
It's just, I just find it so funny,
Don't
too.
say, ooh, that's my grandmother's favorite thing.
Yeah.
You and I are going to have a talk after the show.
And I
You
also
can catch me.
I am painfully interested.
I'm not done. So we have toast, white toast, a slice of Kraft American cheese,
buddy.
ketchup,
If you can get it out of the wrapper.
ketchup, and oregano on top of that, and that was the first pizza I ever made.
Hold up. Run that
That's
again.
disgusting.
Run that again.
That
and then
was
tell me the prison food thing. Run it.
A slice of white bread,
Okay.
Kraft American cheese.
Okay.
Ketchup on top.
Okay.
Oregano.
All right.
Can't forget the oregano
Right, 'cause
in the
that's
toaster oven.
God almighty.
That's
Ew.
pizza, baby. Homemade pizza.
I can't rag on you because we used to make what we called white trash nachos, which was government cheese melted, sopped up with saltines.
God. I went to Tommy Dolan's house once, and that's where I learned how to make the English muffin.
Oh!
Toasted English muffin, Kraft American cheese, and then you get bacon, and then you put it all together and melt that in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that's a word right there.
He just deflated.
You asked for comfort, man.
Look, now
he's in his comfort zone.
Now he's feeling himself.
Well, that's a different kind of comfort.
Is there an activity for you that does that?
It's golf can, but it really is. Jim, you're not gonna. Every now, I hate when you
video games.
It's video games.
Masturbation.
It's
video games and masturbation.
It's masturbating to video games.
Oh, Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh, Zelda.
That new Zelda slaps.
No, you have to pay extra for that.
All I know is that we should be forever in pursuit of the things that make us comfort, that brings comfort into our life. Yeah. And I know I have struggled recently of being like, I'm semi-embarrassed by the things that bring me comfort, whether it's playing a video game franchise that I played when I was a kid, but the new one came out and I'm 33 and I don't care. I got to save Hyrule. I don't, whether it's my wife making me buttered noodles, the same dish when I had, for 20 plus years and I eat it and I still smile, or whether it's watching Nicolas Cage try to steal 50 plus cars in one night. I'm going to try my best not to be embarrassed by the things that bring me comfort, and I challenge our listeners too. You know what's another thing that hit me in my formative years?
Boom.
I was probably like 11. My first sip of that blood orange wheat from Persimmon Hollow Brewing, and I realized, man,
that's what they suggested, right?
Yeah, these guys are on to something.
It's on the can.
Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. And I'm telling you, and I'm not going to stop telling you, that they make great beer. They make my favorite beer, that blood orange wheat. Jack is now on it. Jim is now on it. It is a thing. Be a part of the blood orange wheat Central Florida revolution. Andy and Robbie, the two guys who made that beer, they're just great people. They're passionate about beer. They're the William Wallace of beer, I'm telling you. Just try that beer. Let them know how it went. They have 5 locations all throughout Central Florida. Give them a go. Visit them at phbeer.com. Once again, that's Persimmon Hollow Brewing. Visit them, phbeer.com. Drink sensibly, but get weird. Those are your Ross Thoughts. That beer brings me comfort. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Ray Trinley up next. We're going to talk about the whole thing with the Groomers right after this.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing slowdowns on I-4 this evening as you travel east and westbound on the interstate through downtown and by the major Disney exits. Looking at major problems up in Seminole this afternoon where a serious accident has shut down all eastbound lanes on McCulloch Road between Alafaya Trail and Lockwood Boulevard. Still looking at some delays as you take the 408 through downtown east and westbound. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. When pizza's this good, there's no such thing as leftovers. Well, unless you order extras for leftovers. Order today at marcos.com and load up on favorites like the Pepperoni Magnifico. Marco's. Pizza lovers get it.
Business owners, are you feeling the pressures of growing your business? It is tough to maintain momentum and still keep employees engaged. My God, is it? But Insperity can help you do that. They put 35 years of HR experience to help, working you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance. In the entire time, they give your employees competitive benefit options, which is awesome. When your people thrive, your business can adapt and prosper. And with Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Scalable HR, employee benefits, HR technology, that's Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Skylight Roofing. Roof with us. SkylightRoofing.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth. iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Having your home damaged in a storm can leave you and your family feeling like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding your rights and what your homeowner's policy covers is important. Our team of storm loss attorneys are ready to help you pick up the pieces. If your property has been damaged in a storm, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. Office in Orlando.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be the very first to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Alter Ego in Los Angeles before the lineup is even announced.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. Dev is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yo!
So is Ross.
That's right.
Good and loud for our buddy Ray Trentley. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. Again, that's onefirmforlife.com. And here's kind of a really good example of how diverse the firm is, to be honest with you. I mean, you can handle divorces, estate situations, and a situation like we had with this groomer up in Oviedo.
Yeah, and I think one of the benefits, and wasn't planned this way, but when Steve first had his vision, we had a foundation of litigation. And when you have a foundation of litigation, it really opens up so many things to you, because what you do is you see all the things that could go wrong in a contract or in a negotiation, because you have to get creative. You have to make these arguments that sometimes they're a stretch, and then it gets you better prepared on the back end and trying to avoid situations like this.
Right.
But unfortunately, you didn't choose this situation. It just kind of happened.
It did. It happened to us. And let me compound that. Knowing Steve, by the way, Steve Kramer founded the firm. TK, the K part of that is Kramer. Trentley, of course, the T part. Steve ran the firm and formed it years and years ago. And I've been a good friend with Steve Kramer for many years. One of the most interesting, cool people you'll ever meet, even outside.
Creative guy.
Can I tell you, we rarely talked about the law. We talked about cultural things most of the time. Real deep thinker, real interesting fella, and genuinely, I really do revere his friendship as I do yours. Yeah. And he offered me a lot of great advice through the years as well. And I leaned on him quite a bit because he had that knowledge I did not have, and really made things clear and easy for me to understand. And again, you have as well. So I think that may be one of the biggest assets an attorney could have, is to be able to speak the language of the non-attorney language and relate what's happening in real terms to your client. I think you guys do a really fine job at that.
Well, and Steve and I also had and I want to get back onto this, but Steve and I had a really weird parallel where we both saw our parents go through some nasty divorces, and it really inspired us to be involved in the law because of what we saw our parents go through. And we have a weird tracking of facts, and if you were to write a book and write them side by side, you'd be like, are you writing the same story twice?
It's like the same thing, huh?
But 10 years later, so it's odd.
That's very cool. It's cool that you guys hooked up and started the firm and really have provided a lot of great services for many Orlandoans like myself. Now, let's get into this situation. January of this year, in preparation for Valentine's Day, we took our little Sharky, Sadie. She's about 9 pounds, up to the groomers. We dropped her off at 10:15 and then picked her back up at 1:18 and noticed something awry. Now, I'm going by the timeline that you gave me.
That's
make
right.
sure that you interject to make sure
Absolutely.
I don't say anything. The groomer, by the way, is best groomers ever in Oviedo.
And we have a timestamp of that 1:18 because your wife took a picture of Sadie in the parking lot, not, and in a nefarious reason, just taking a picture of the dog and say,
she's
hey,
so cute.
look how cute she is. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So it's got BGE Grooming in Oviedo. We dropped her off at 10:15, picked her back up at 1:18. Tori sends me a picture of Sadie at 1:25, and then another at 3:10. Tori calls the vet at 3:20. By the way, I have the vet's information here as well, the medical report from the vet.
Well, in the second picture, right? So the first picture, I think you had a meeting here. That's not necessarily part of the timeline that we worked off of, but you had a meeting. I believe you saw the picture that Tori had sent you, and you said something doesn't look right.
Yeah, her
and you
eye
asked her to send you another picture.
Her eye was blood red.
That's right.
I mean, blood red, as if somebody had painted it with blood.
Right.
Like mine at 9:15 tonight.
Now, when we took her to the vet's the vet that she's been going to since she was a puppy, and the vet said that she had conjunctival hemorrhage.
That's correct.
All right. Discuss with the owners the diagnosis of this. Discuss that the most common cause of this condition is a traumatic event, forced trauma directly to the ocular region versus increased pressure around the neck. Although some can be due to non-traumatic glaucoma, which she does not have. Cough and hemorrhage. She did have the cough, persistent for a few days after that, and was squirming and kind of squirmy when she came into the vet.
And that was also one of the things that the vet had mentioned, was that was consistent with some type of trauma to the neck from a collar or a lead. So
Right.
kind of that pulling motion on the neck.
So Sadie at the vet for an exam, diagnosed with subconjunctival hemorrhage, commonly caused by, like we just said. We called, my wife then, at about 4:19 that afternoon, called BGE to find out what happened, right? When we called to ask, and this is not on your letter, I want to make sure I have this right.
Yeah.
When we called to ask what went on, the girl, if I remember correctly, said, let me check the notes and make sure that there was nothing happened. She checked the notes and said, got back on the air and got on the phone and said, well, we didn't see anything in the notes that there was an accident or anything happened. Then my wife said, well, on your video, on your website, it says that all of these procedures are videotaped. Can we get the videotape? She said, well, give me a second. And I think either said, give me a second or let me call you back.
I think it was a return phone call from memory. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure I get that right. And when she called back, that's when she said,
talk to a lawyer.
Yeah, you're going to have an attorney to get that. And we were flabbergasted. We were literally flabbergasted because they put that on the website, to kind of give you some comfort that, hey, you can trust that, we're going to take care of your dog. We're videotaping everything,
Well, and not only that, they advertise that care, right? You can leave your loved pets with us. We're going to make sure that they're well taken care of. You're going to be a part of the process every step of the way. And it continued to escalate from that phone call.
Those cameras are that's a big assurance to pet owners.
Absolutely.
Is that I can either look in and see what's happening, or if there is a problem, I'm going to be able to go back and see what's happening.
One of the attorneys in my office has a golden doodle, and they have their dog in one of those daycares.
Yeah.
And they have those 360 cameras everywhere, so you can watch them, and you can watch them play with other dogs. You can watch them being fed, and all that stuff.
And the thing that really shocked us the most, and by the way, this wasn't even close to the first time we'd used this groomer, not even close. And that's what really shocked us. Like, they knew who we were. They know that we're a good customer. And when they said you got to get an attorney, we're like, what?
And then it was your attorney needs to speak with our attorney.
Exactly. And then
that's where it escalated to.
And then when when we said, okay, well, we'll call an attorney. Well, then when you called them, the answer was something like, what was the answer at that point?
The answer was you got to get a subpoena.
You got to get a subpoena. In other words, you have to file a lawsuit.
That's right.
Now, of course,
let me just move that goalpost.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And that's exactly what kept happening. And then, of course, this is where you kind of come into play and start contacting and having a conversation with their attorneys and their insurance attorneys as well. Correct?
Yeah. And so we reach out on the 23rd. So Friday is the day that the appointment is. Monday, we reach out and we say, hey, listen, we just want to figure out what happened. All we're looking for is the video. Make sure you save it and preserve it. So in fancy legal terms, we call that a spoliation letter, which is make sure none of our evidence spoils. And we want to set up a conversation because, on our end, there's a lot of different ways that this could be misinterpreted. Let's just have a conversation to figure out how we can resolve it amicably.
Right. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to find out what happened to our dog. That's all we wanted to find out. And then when they started setting up this wall and talking about attorneys and that, we didn't even know how to react to that. It's like, wow. I mean, could you imagine doing business with somebody for quite a while and then all of a sudden it just kind of turns?
So for about 5 days, we're reaching out to BGE Grooming saying, we understand you have an attorney. Please give us their information. And on the 31st, so, again, for context, it was the 23rd of January as we send our letter.
Right, 3 days after the event, we sent the letter of spoliation, basically saying preserve all the evidence.
And make sure you save it.
Right.
On the 31st, we receive a response from an insurance adjuster, essentially, who was reviewing the claim and saying, we will preserve the information, we'll preserve the video, and we want to set up a call to talk to you, which is great. It's responsive to what we wanted. And so we responded, we set up a call. And that was on the 31st. After about 2 or 3 days of going back and forth on phone calls, and mind you, consistently requesting an explanation about what happened to Sadie.
Almost every single time that you would talk, the first thing I would ask you is, what are they saying? Are they saying anything about the information? Are they giving us any information?
No information about what happened. No delivery of the video, even though, again, that's something that they advertise, is that all these are recorded. And we got kind of excuse after excuse about
stall.
Absolutely stall. So, it was, and I can't remember all the things that were brought up, but it was, we want to protect our employees' privacy, and so we don't want to disclose videos of their face. And so, so okay, we can blur those out. But also, I gave them some legal references to assuage their concerns about employee privacy. They brought up a concern about whether or not they even had to disclose the video. And
You're the ones who advertise it.
And
you're the one who told me to get an attorney to get it. You're the one who did that. These are the people who told me to get an attorney to go get it. That's exactly what I did.
Well, and they cited to some terms and conditions that apparently, they slap on the back of a piece of paper and say, hey, sign this. And so they came up with excuse after excuse after excuse to not deliver. And I said, listen, at some point we need to escalate this to either a supervisor or an actual attorney. And that's what happened on February 28th.
Yeah, 2/28, exactly.
And that's when we first hear from the attorney. At this point, it's been escalated beyond the adjuster. The attorney gets involved.
And you can see this has already been going on a month now. A month for the situation that could have been handled in an hour.
Even less than that.
Yeah.
And the very first thing we say to the attorney is, hey, listen, we're not looking at making a mountain out of a molehill. Here are the facts. Here's what happened. This is the story we got. This is the next story we got. This is the next story we got. I give them a beautiful summary. And the key was, this doesn't have to get nasty. And I don't want to get into any of the confidential settlements that are made back or forth, but we were willing to be extra gracious in God bless Jim and Tori, because they were being extra gracious.
It's May. It's May. It's the end of May.
That's right. And giving them additional time, trying to sort it out.
So when are they sending the video?
No, that didn't happen.
On May 7th, we get a response saying the video is no longer available.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
And even better, like the same day, I believe, if you check the time, I believe the same day they say that they got the spoliation letters the day that it was recorded over.
That is. And we've asked for proof of that, and we have not received that proof.
Right.
We got a weird email today, which I don't really have an explanation for other than it shows a screenshot of May 22nd, which is yesterday.
Thanks. If we wanted to know what the place looked like on May 22nd, that would have been awesome.
That's right. So
we're looking for January, though.
So it's been
5 months of feet dragging.
A lot of that.
It has.
Go ahead.
No. I'm listening to you.
I was going to say,
I'm so frustrated. I'm starting cursing again.
From my years of experience, generally speaking, when you see somebody who doesn't want to share evidence, it probably means it's not very good and it's not in their favor.
And by the way, here's the beautiful thing of this entire thing, right?
Which tells me it's also not an accident.
Now, let me ask you real quick. I mean, you don't have to give it all. If you were to file a lawsuit against a company like this, there is a minimum fee for that, right?
Yeah, so you have to pay filing fees and things like that.
Yeah, filing fees, pay your attorney's fees, do all that work, and theoretically, you could go through that entire process and nothing would come of it. Like literally, we could have, this is just you and I talking here, we could have gone through that entire process and they could have sent the same exact letter saying, oh, sorry, no video, buddy.
That's right.
Sorry you blew that 7, 8, 10 grand or whatever it was to try to make this happen. So that's what and the reason I'm saying it is this, right? This happened to us and we got lucky. Our dog is fine, right? Our dog is okay. But it could have really been not okay. And maybe I would say most people wouldn't have the means to begin a conversation about a lawsuit like this to settle something like this that's so nominal. So, I can't say with fact that they would know that, but when you look at it, you could assume, wow, man, that would be a legal maneuver they could do to avoid providing evidence in a scenario like this.
And it's not uncommon, too, when you're dealing with insurance companies and you've got relatively nominal damages claims, that they expect that your attorney isn't going to take it on a contingency, right? So conceptually, if you get 30% of $1,000, a lawyer's not going to invest 50 hours of time for $300.
No.
Right? They understand that concept. So then it becomes an hourly fee arrangement. And in an hourly fee arrangement, you always have to talk about the return on your investment. Right. So am I going to get, 10-to-1 return on my investment or 5-to-1 return on my investment? And in a case like this, where, unfortunately, this is the PSA out there for everybody, the damages to your pets in a situation like this, it's either the value of a replacement pet.
Right.
So if you got a dog that, like my dog is a mutt, she's a beautiful, wonderful mutt, but There's no value to her.
Yeah, to your family,
She's not a French
everything.
bulldog.
Right. She's not a French bulldog. She's not purebred.
You couldn't give my wife $50,000 for that dog. She wouldn't take it tomorrow without question.
I'm certain my wife will cry more when my dog dies than when I die. I am certain.
So that's the thing that also makes it very interesting, because pets are so much a part of your family.
Absolutely.
And we actually took this like it was happening to one of our kids. Like, we could not believe it, man, how abruptly the mood changed with these people when this happened. Because let me tell you something. In my world, if that was a situation, like, I would immediately think, and of course we did, because we don't have any other path to automatically think the worst possible scenario happened. Because they're not. If it was an accident, like, we thought, well, maybe she fell off the table. Maybe the groomer turned around, and while she had the collar on her to keep her head up, maybe she fell, it choked her some. But wouldn't you just say that?
So let me take a story in my background. So before I went to law school, I worked as a veterinarian technician at a vet's office for 4 years. And there was a time where there was a cat that had a bad reputation, and cats in general are hard to.
Oh yeah, that's why they wear those gloves.
Wrangle, yeah.
That's why they wear those gloves.
And there was a cat that had a little
attitude
coughing problem after a day at the vet, and I was the vet tech, and so my job was to call the client and say, hey, listen, this is what happened, and we're going to continue to monitor, and we're if there's any additional fees, like, we're going to cover all of that,
right?
And but we wanted to make you aware, don't want you to worry, but also don't rush back, because we're going to keep her and monitor for the 24 hours. And we did that because it is a part of what people expect, is that, hey, things happen, but you got to make it right.
That's
you
right.
Gotta,
You
got
gotta
to
make
talk
it right.
to people like they're human beings, and that their feelings matter.
And we weren't like a new customer. Again, we had a set relationship with these people. They know the name of our dog. They knew our number. We had them. We brought her in all the time.
Tagged on Facebook.
Yeah, tagged on Facebook, the whole 9 yards. And by the way, we're talking about best groomers ever in Oviedo, BGE Grooming. If you're wondering, that's the groomer that I had the situation with. And let me say this, because I think this is very important to say. I am not telling anybody out there not to use BGE Grooming. I'm not doing that. All I am telling you, though, is this situation with us was alarming, and it did happen at that groomer.
Right.
These guys did tell us to get an attorney. We got one. Then they stalled us and said, well, you got to file a complaint. Then they told us, after receiving our letter of spoliation, that they'd already recorded over the video.
Apparently before they got it,
Yeah. 3 days later.
3 days later. I mean, not even a full 3 days, but that's...
Yeah.
Do you think there's anybody out there, though, would do the $50,000 for a dog deal?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 100 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'd
right.
probably do it. Anyway, I'm just joking.
And you know how I know that?
14.
You know how I know that? Because when we were doing our research for this, because, laws change all the time, and it's been a while since I've had to deal with a situation like this. There are cases where, unfortunately, people have lost pets.
Right.
And they file those lawsuits, and they go through the entire process because they want to inspire change in the law. And there's two ways you do that. The legislature votes, or you get a judge to either rule in your favor or rule against you. You go through the appeal process, and you go all the way up the chain. And if the Supreme Court in Florida says that you're right, then you've now built law, essentially. And so there are people that have done that. They've gone through that process, and it's exhausting. It is emotionally and mentally extremely trying. But that is how important our pets are to us. And I think that one of the things that, we all agree on here is that, they're an extension of our family.
Yeah.
And it's not right to not treat it that way.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons it was so shocking about the spoliation letter is, in our business over the years, we've received a number of these preservation letters.
Yeah.
That basically said, hey, don't delete anything you said, don't delete anything, don't do anything. We've gotten these all the time. Can I tell you, when I get those things, it's terrifying for me. Because you didn't want to accidentally do anything like that to put the company at jeopardy.
Right.
You just simply don't want to be that guy. And in this situation, it wasn't like that at all. It was confrontational immediately. Immediately, it was confrontational. That day, it was confrontational.
Right.
Hours after that, it was confrontational.
And
it was, you can hear it in my voice, guys. It was genuinely unbelievable. Like, I sat in the parking lot with my hands over my mouth like I just seen a wreck. I couldn't believe they were doing it.
Well, this is a statement of my opinion only, but when I spoke with you and Tori that first day, it still hadn't set in what was happening. It was still the emotional, just trying to figure out what had happened.
Right.
and just kind of being lost.
Because another thing, too, is we had gotten our vets, we got the vet, and the vet looked at her for sure, but, we didn't know long-term what was going to go on.
Right.
We didn't know if there was trauma, because we didn't do an x-ray. We didn't know if there was a fracture or anything like that, because she just did looked at the eye.
And then the cough.
And then the cough, of course, yes.
So anyway, it was really, it was a sad situation that was only escalated by kind of a disregard for, your feelings and, your desire just to get an answer.
Right. And again, just, be aware. Just be aware. Again, not telling you not to do business with anybody, but you need to be aware. This situation happened at Best Groomers Ever in Oviedo, BGE Grooming, and just make sure that you're vigilant when it comes to taking care of your pets wherever you take them.
Right.
And make sure that people that you're doing business with are going to do what they say. And if they have video surveillance systems that lead you to believe that you can have that video to make sure that everything's fine with you and your pet, make sure that you're going to adhere to that. Ask questions before you leave your animal places.
Well, and I think, one additional element I'll add to this, and this is both before and after a situation like this, it's not uncommon for, somebody that owns a business to require you to sign some type of release or indemnity agreement either before or after a situation like this. So, one additional PSA out there is, just make sure that you understand what you're signing before you sign it, because, one of the common things that happens, especially in a case like this, is, they think, okay, there's a nuisance value to it. We'll give them a check of $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever the number is. We'll have them sign this release, and now they control everything. You can't talk about it. You can't, we didn't post about it. Yeah. And you become in a situation where your rights are going to be severely limited, and
not
you got to be aware of those options before you sign anything.
I'd rather have the truth every day of the week. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Load them up. We'll do last call as much as we can. Get out of here.
Real radio is the news junkie.
A man is in trouble for making sexual contact with his dog. Edward Dare, 35-year-old man.
Should have picked truth.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Tomorrow, like today, is a Fox 35 storm alert day. We've got a potential for severe thunderstorms during the afternoon on our Wednesday, just like we had on Tuesday evening, with torrential rains. Some places getting 4 inches, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and frequent cloud to ground lightning. High rain chances continue for Thursday before a drier Memorial Day weekend sets up. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year. The only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close. See that spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. The Jim Colbert Show absolutely loves the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, and you will as well. Even better now that you can take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer costing less than $45 a day, but offering the maximum flexibility for the entire family. This is the only place you can experience the excitement of all those great rocket launches and see the cool stuff that's been up there in space for years. Explore more at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You could pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. A CarMax offer $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
At Wells Fargo, if you accidentally overdraw your account, we give you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with an extra day?
Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries.
Honey, don't be scared. Every weekend comes with an extra day now.
All right. TGI Sunday.
It helps to have an extra day. When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getextra to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to timing requirements and the bank's funds availability policy. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, 407-916-1041. Sorry, ran so late. Had to tell that story. By the way, we'll have that up on the goods. And I'll remind everybody every day they can go and learn about what happened with us at Best Groomers Ever in Oviedo. That's BGE Grooming in Oviedo. We'll put that up. That way you can hear the story. Also, somebody suggested that I write out the timeline of exactly what happened and put it up on social so that you can read it as well. I'm thinking about doing that too. But it will be in perpetuity on our website at JimColbertLive.com under the goods. Just go find that. Jack will have it up today or tomorrow. And every day we can remind you that you can go and listen to the timeline. We know at 6 o'clock people may be already home from work, but I'll remind you every day at 3 o'clock to go hear the case and exactly what happened to us there.
And every Best of show will play nothing but that story.
Yeah, nothing but it. That's how pissed off I am. Somebody texted me, and by the way, JB, I appreciate what you texted me and said, look, man, we have a 9-pound dog that's like part of our family. I'd have done the same exact thing. They started it, you tried to do it, and I was just telling you, 5 months. 5 months we tried to make this right. 5 months we sat patiently and listened to our attorney's advice and did nothing and did the right thing, and they still didn't comply and they still didn't do what we asked them to, even though they requested us to do what we did.
That's right.
Genuinely unbelievable. All right, Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank friendly attorney Ray Trendley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Also Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. Thank you. Jack, we had a question of the day, my friend.
Oh, we did have a question of the day, and it was all about being a step-parent.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Dancing.
So, if you had a step-parent, was it a good experience or bad? 60% say...
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still kind of low. That's on Twitter. We go to our YouTube chat where it is 71% good. But you go to gym members over on Facebook.
Those people are bent already.
Yeah, they are. 66% good.
Oh,
so
good.
It's pretty even on all three platforms.
That's good to hear. Ross,
Yeah.
stand up.
Yes, this Friday I'm going to be at a Don't Tell Comedy show. Go to don'ttellcomedy.com for your tickets.
Oh, very cool.
Bang.
And, of course, Ross Paget Comedy on all social media platforms.
I just posted a sketch today on Instagram. I got to tell you.
Oh, man, it was so good.
It's doing
It
numbers.
was really good.
Yeah,
it's
you're
doing work.
Doing work with your boy Joel. It's so good.
Yeah.
Ray, thanks for everything.
Thank you.
You're an absolute asset. We appreciate it so much. And just really an indicator for what you did for us and what you can do to people out there listening to the show. Give them really sage advice and give them patient advice so that you don't do anything stupid and that you maintain your integrity while doing it. I just, as a friend, not just that you come in here and do this for business, just as a pal, I thank you very much.
Absolutely. By the way, at JimColbertLive.com, on the top of our menu bar, there's a TK Law segment. You click on that. It's every segment with Ray Trendley that you can listen to, both on the Jim Colbert Show, and you can also access all his appearances on The Monsters as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate
Thank
that very
you,
much.
guys.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Tomorrow, coming up at Animal House, Scott Maxwell. Who's in for Animal House?
We've got Daryl Payne and Jessica Garcia along with her dog Soul, and they will be in for 2 segments tomorrow.
Awesome. Plus your text talkbacks and phone calls. Thank you so much for listening today. On behalf of Deb, Jack, Ross, and Ray Trendley, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. And for us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Tuesday evening.
And be safe out there again.
But I still love you.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing some slow traffic on I-4 as you travel east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Looking at some heavy traffic right now southbound on the Turnpike due to a crash that blocks the left lane at Kissimmee Park Road. The serious crash reported on McCulloch Road now just blocks the eastbound left lane between Alafaya and Lockwood Boulevard. No problems at this time on the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866